Live from the surface of Venus, it's Super Gamecast 2 with your
What up?
host, Aaron Reynolds.
Yes. Hey, that's me here on Venus. Holy hell. Man, how you guys doing? It's the Super Gamecraft 2, Super Gamecast
Cast.
2 on Super Gamecast. Oh man, I'm not awake.
Someone
I'm
needs a
not
coffee.
awake. I know, I'm waiting for my coffee to cool down.
Mine
Uh
will be here in, if this is right, 11 minutes, which this is the least late they will have ever been.
well, we'll get into it, but I just want to introduce ourselves first. My name's Aaron Reynolds. Joining me is Bronson Fiore with Xbox. No, he's not with Xbox.
I am a psychonaut.
He's a psychonaut.
He's giving the sponsors what they pay for.
Yes, exactly. Emily, the mod is here. Hello, Emily and dogs.
Hello. Ah, shit.
Oh, and finally, HR Ninja, who I keep forgetting the name of because I've called him HR Ninja for 2 years. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
Jesse
Jesse.
Jesse,
Hewitt.
all right, cool.
Yeah. Hello.
Glad to have you all here again. It's been a weekend. I'm gonna tell a quick story real quick about how my weekend went. We have an itinerary now where we're trying to organize what we're doing, and I did absolutely nothing in regards to games because I've just been busy, but two, this weekend, I found out earlier in the week my car got towed. And I was like, "That's awesome! All right, I gotta go get it." And I don't know how long it had been towed, because I had left it alone in a parking lot because it was like snowing and icy, and two, it was having trouble starting. So I was like, I can't move it anyway. So I go to get it, and ended up costing about $1,000, which really sucks. So then I get it. I go into the lot. I try to turn the car on. It doesn't start. I was like, well, shit. Yeah, it didn't start before. So I guess, I don't know, something's up with the battery. They tow me out onto the sidewalk on the curb while I figure it out. And I'm just trying to start it. And one of the towing people starts driving by and looks at me and says, "Hey, check the back of your car." It's like, what? So I get out. I go to the back of the car, and something's dislodged underneath, and I go to look, and something or someone punctured my gas tank. So there's no gas in it, and I have to get it replaced, and I can't get it anywhere. I can't. So I was like, okay, so now parts and labor for repairs to that's going to cost as much as the towing. So, but well, okay, whatever. So I go to walk in to the place to see if I could just leave it over the weekend, which they were nice about. But as I walked in, I start opening the door. I passed someone in the parking lot. I was like, okay, whatever. And I go to open the door, and a woman goes, "Stop, stay out there. That person went in without a mask and has COVID." I was like, oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna stand here and talk to this cracked door, but I guess technically I'm exposed. Shit. So, damn.
Damn it, man.
Yeah. So then I walked about an hour after all that was over. Walked down an hour to the airport. Went onto the light rail. Came back here. Picked up a pizza because I was like, "Fuck this weekend. I've got a pizza." And yeah, I've just been sitting here over the weekend. Still have not played a single video game this week. So
we did
I got nothing to report.
We did Vault of Glass last night. And,
I caught a bit of that.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed me saying fuck several times.
I saw you using that sunshot.
Yeah, man, I needed ad clear. There's so many ads in that thing. You just need
Yeah.
you're just like,
No, it's my favorite gun.
Yeah, it's a great gun. It's not my favorite hand cannon, but I'm just like, I need easy wave clear.
Right.
The thing that causes chain explosion seems good.
That's a good call. Mm-hmm.
But speaking of pizza, you made me think of it. Parker's wife Hannah was in the chat, and she's talking about her job delivering for Domino's, and we're just like, we swear we're not sponsored.
Yeah.
Though Domino's, if you're looking.
If you're looking.
So Anyway, oh lordy. All
I
right.
saw a Reddit post from some food inspectors saying like of the places I've been to, do not go to Pizza Hut. Do not go to Pizza Hut, like universal.
That makes sense. No, like, have
Wow.
you seen a Pizza Hut? Like, at least the ones in Reno? They look
No, because I
gross.
always order out.
They look so grody. So there's a Pizza Hut right next to my hairdresser, and occasionally I'll go in and like grab a drink while I wait because sometimes there's a long wait,
Hmm.
and even if you schedule an appointment, there's sometimes a long wait. Uh, but so like I'll go grab like a drink and pop back out, and like every time I look around, I occasionally think about getting food, and then I look around, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
Yeah. All right. Well, so okay, so you were doing
yeah,
pizza talk in the in the show on
yeah,
Saturday.
yep, because
Nice.
that's what everyone wants between strategy and swearing.
Yep.
It's pizza
Pizza
talk.
Yep.
talk. Yeah.
Talk about how the munchie meal. Oh, we also talked briefly about how the munchie meal is actively trying to kill people. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like we'll save that for later in the show because I want to bring that up.
Okay.
Anyway, so we want this show to be more structured. So
Yes.
for once, 10 minutes in, we're getting to news.
Let's go. News.
News. Ba-da-nut, da-da-nut.
Da 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 da. News.
All right. PS4s. Y'all remember the PS4s, right?
I do. It's still sitting here.
Yes. I sold mine when I got a PS5 because they do the same thing.
Same thing. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, I love that I caught this now, but I wrote the headline for this wrong. So the PS4 is a very popular console, and it's a
Yes.
great budget option. And it's a great option if you want to play a PlayStation, but can't get a hold of a PS5 due to these production shortages.
Mm-hmm.
Sony seems to think this anyway, because they are ramping up PS4 production because it is easier to produce and easier to get those chips and while they're dealing with the PS5 shortage.
Damn. Wow.
Uh,
All right.
I mean, you can play Gran Turismo, Horizon, and God of War on it.
That's true.
Like, um,
That's the messed up thing about the PS4 though, is that everyone I know got it.
yeah, no, like,
And everybody who wants one has one by now, right?
Right. You would think. You would think.
oh yeah, it was easily the most popular console this time around, or that
Yeah.
time around, like easily.
That it's called the Xbox 360 sold like millions of PS4s alone.
Yeah, like yes, you have a system. This almost feels like that, but for instead of like, oh, what if they don't have internet? It's like, what if they can't get a PS5? We have a console with that. It's called.
I mean,
PlayStation 4.
you know, I think this one's a bit different in that like it wasn't like a pitch. They're not pitching you on this. They're like, just get something out. We can't get the thing out that they want. Just put something out.
But yeah, but
And I don't know if it's the right move, but
that kind of sucks because if you're a PlayStation gamer or you want to be a PlayStation gamer, now you're having to buy a PS4 and then a year or two down the road buy a PS5.
right, you got to try and sell that one back.
Yeah, and they're not doing cross-gen. It's not like if you bought an Xbox, like Emily bought an Xbox One last year, because and like any game she buys for it that's at least Microsoft first party is going to be cross-gen. That's not the
Right.
case with these Sony titles unless you spend extra money,
Yeah.
and that's super shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's the thing is like at the end of this day, I don't know who is the person that's buying this. Like, go ahead, PlayStation. You want to make these? If it works out for you, that's great. I just don't know who those people are.
it's the casual audience, I think. Like that's.
I mean, I guess right.
The
Like
people
they
who-
walk in and look for a PS5, they can't find it, and they have those fours there. I guess.
it's like I really want to play that God of War thing. It looks cool. Well,
Is it PS4 Pro or is it just
No,
PS4?
they just say PS4. I mean, let's go on the PlayStation Direct website. That's where you buy stuff from them directly.
Like I never got a Pro.
I very much bought a Pro. Yeah, no, they're not even selling the PS4 Pro anymore. You just get
Man.
a
Oh, wow.
Slim. Okay.
slim, and it's $300.
All right.
It's fucking an 8-year-old laptop chip. It's $300 fucking dollars. Oh, what a world we live in.
It's bad. Just bad.
Oh, dude, you know the margins on that thing got to be baller, right?
Right.
They're probably making like $200 a sale. No wonder they want to keep doing it.
Sure.
Um, well,
God damn.
while they're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
their main competitor is doing the opposite.
Okay.
Microsoft apparently discontinued Xbox One production at the end of 2020 in order to focus entirely on Series S and Series X, feeling that the Series S it is easier to get out, easier to get more supply. If you want one, you can that badly where you just want an Xbox, you can go get that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true because, like, dude, you can literally just walk into a store and buy one. I've seen them in Walmart; they're super easy to get.
Seeing those
At this
everywhere.
point.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's great for them. And
Yeah.
that thing, other than the lack of storage, it's an amazing console. I have one in the living room, and yeah, you notice the visual quality difference, from 1080p and 4K.
Yeah.
But like, it's not that big of a deal, at least not to me.
And the whole point is like, if you hear about a big new game that comes out and you want to be part of the group that plays it, like you can't do that with a PS4. You can't play a PS5 game with a PS4. You can play the latest Xbox game with the Series S, regardless of the drop in quality.
Right, and like,
Yep.
I have one in the living room, like, because I wanted a game system for the living room that was modern, because it's literally been a PS3 in there since PS4 came out.
Right.
And I was like, okay, one, this thing doesn't support modern media apps at all.
Yep.
So there's that problem. And then there's the problem that comes with the fact that I'd like to play some video games out there that aren't 10 years old.
Yeah.
So it was available. It was $300, and it's small and it's easy to fit into a place. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Also, my coffee is here. Aaron, do you mind taking over?
My God, your coffee got here. Oh, hallelujah.
Made it on time.
And
All right.
also have to use the restroom. Diuretics. Goddamn.
Oh, okay. Go. Yeah. I think that I don't know. It's hard to have this conversation because like I tend to stay out of console war nonsense, and but the few times I do see those Twitter comments, like Sony fanboys are thrilled. This is a perfect, wonderful move. And then the Xbox fanboys come in and say this is shit. And then you go over to the news about the Series S. The Sony fanboys are like, yeah, but it's an Xbox. And Xbox fanboys are like, this is the fucking greatest. Like, you can't have an honest discussion online about this anymore. So I don't know. I'm sure that Sony is doing just fine. I'm sure that this move will be a nice little holdover move until they can get their hands on the chips that they need. I'm not interested because I have a PS4, but and I would think a lot of people still would have those, but I don't know. Meanwhile, yeah, the Xbox Series if I had not gotten that early on, like this would have been a perfect way to get in. So
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how, like when they say that they're ramping production up, how many units is that? And what does their sales data look like? Like where's that line?
right, which like when are we getting that data?
Right.
It's I don't know. I'm not expecting much out of that, but I don't know. We'll see. And one thing again, like we keep coming back to this, is the unfortunate thing is there are not a lot of big must-have next-gen games coming out still. Like this year seems like we've got some bangers coming up, but and we last year we did have a few. We had Ratchet and Clank, we had Psychonauts 2, we had Deathloop, we had Returnal, we had a number of games but it's not like none of them have really taken over like the gaming sphere. Like you have to have this console to play this game because everyone else is playing this game. That's not happened yet. And
Yeah, I don't know that there are any real console sellers that have
right.
come out yet.
Exactly. So like in that sense, it still feels early. So like from that perspective, like PlayStation putting out PlayStation 4 is like, I don't quite get it, but it's also not like you're keeping people out of playing the next big thing that hasn't dropped yet. So I don't know. It seems like a decent move on both parts. I think I really like what Xbox did by getting that S out there, but are people going to buy it? I don't know. I ain't people. So, oh well. So that's going on. Hey, Horizon Forbidden West has leaked like nearly the full game, right? Did you guys take a look at this?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Like you can pirate the game or watch the game or.
Yeah. I'm gonna read this from Darren's article on GameSpot. An unfinished build of Horizon Forbidden West has leaked online ahead of the game's upcoming launch on February 18th. Images claiming to be from a PS4 version of the game began appearing online this week, according to VGC sources. The content is genuine. So there's a PS4 version of this, which, you know what? I guess good call, given everything that's happening.
How many of these games do you think that were like in production? They're like shit.
Right? Yeah.
They were like, let's move it over real fast.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic started when it did, and I imagine like summer of 2020, they were starting to look like, okay, this computer chips. Oh no.
Do everything you can to scale this down, please.
Bronson, did you read this article, the Horizon Forbidden West leak?
Yes, I did.
What's going on here?
So, as far as I know, that a bunch of screenshots and like the whole game outside of some assets got out on the internet, very similar to The Last of Us 2. And Sony, as Sony does when this kind of thing happens, is trying to purge the internet, which is an impossible task.
Right. No, once it's out, it's out.
Like, yeah.
Of course, you want to discourage it, but you're not going to get all of it off.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of Dave Lang, this isn't some Beyonce get that off the internet shit. It doesn't work like that.
Like, I guess if you're like a super casual audience, maybe.
Right. If you're that's the thing. As long as Sony's like taking it off the big sites, like they're not. See, yeah, like this GameSpot article here is like, you can see a pair of screens from the game through this link, and they don't really show anything.
Right, because they're purging that shit.
Yeah, they can't purge the. Oh wait, no, never mind. Is this a link to?
No.
Let's see. I just clicked the link to the thing. It just links me back to the same article, so I don't know. Sony must have got to him.
Yeah, it's just the Sony spies out here.
If you go to the GameSpot article, it says you can pair screens from the game through this link, and it links to itself. So yeah, they got it. That's good. So, oh geez, that's not good. So yeah, I don't. Okay, is there anything controversial happening with this one?
So far, no. Like it's I imagine if I check the Horizon Reddit, we can find something.
Yeah.
Now let's dig into that.
I've only played. No, I haven't touched the first.
It was
Horizon.
It was free on Plus. I'm not sure if you keep an active Plus account.
I unfortunately do. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, I'll do that, and I haven't opened this PlayStation since Death Stranding or something.
It's okay. Mine doesn't. Mine I got like a quarter of the way into Deathloop, and I was like, all right, cool, back to not playing this.
Yeah.
Best part is this year I got charged for my year of Plus. Right after I got back to work, I'm like, God damn it, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Oh well.
They rely on it.
Oh well.
But yeah.
At least there are fighting games coming out next year, so it'll get some use.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, there isn't anything really in the Reddit.
Okay.
So
Weird. And obviously, Last of Us had a lot more going on with it than I think Horizon ever did in terms of, I don't know, potential for controversy. So,
right. I think this game, doesn't have a bunch of like what some people would call controversial subject matter, or like protagonist changes, or like plot points that are like, what?
the biggest controversy Horizon has had so far, from as an outsider, is that they're mad that the female protagonist doesn't look picture fucking Barbie doll perfect. That's like the biggest I've seen.
She looks like an actual woman.
And everyone get mad about it.
The people look like people. Oh God.
Oh no! I come to video games to escape. There are no mirrors in my house. Don't remind me.
Lordy. All right, man. Well,
All right, yeah. That news story is what it is.
All right.
The game's coming out February 18th.
Can't wait. Shame that it comes out 4 days before Witch Queen. I have 4 days to beat it.
Right, yeah. And it comes out on PS4. So, hey, get your PS4.
That's right.
Fuck.
It's so ridiculous when you say it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking ridiculous.
I get it. I understand why. But
Oh God, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyway, hey, you remember G4, right?
I do remember G4.
The studio from our collective childhoods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Cops rerun channel.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Nah, for
what
me
a
it was
dark
Ninja
time.
Warrior.
Ninja Warrior, sure.
So
MXC.
So
Whatever that show was.
Yeah.
G4's host, one of G4's hosts, Indiana Ferrell Black, decided to lay in to the fine audience of G4.
All right.
So the G4 chat has been kind of toxic whenever she is on screen, complaining that she's not as attractive, or as Black puts it, bangable as other hosts. And like she's been harassed for being a fake gamer girl. It's somehow
how original.
Yeah, she says it has somehow been, this is a quote directly from her, it has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to a woman as a compliment. It's not a compliment. It's dehumanizing and it's weird. And then women do not exist to be nice for the eyes on you. Morgan Webber and Olivia Munn do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. And then pretty much everyone in the studio was, clapping for it. Though the completionist looked like in his face like, oh, this is going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If you rewatch the clip. On the one hand, I agree. I entirely agree with her. Don't be a sexist dickhead, especially to strangers on the internet.
Yeah. Come on.
Even if you disagree with her points, or as she has done a little bit in the coverage, been wrong about news or something in a game, talk about that. Don't talk about how she's a fake gamer girl, or her appearance. Like,
right.
Don't be a shit.
Yeah.
So there's that for one. Like that's awful. And you can only imagine this shit in the mass that for G4's audience. Like,
right.
Like what? Hold on, I'm gonna pull up G4's like numbers right now as far as their stuff goes.
Sure.
Yeah, they have almost 500,000 subscribers, and their average video is getting like 60 to 1,000 people looking at it, 40 to 60,000.
Okay.
So like that's a pretty damn big audience.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good size, and to have like even half of those people talking some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's not exactly a fun thing to have to deal with. Like imagine if you were in that situation.
Right.
The only part of this I actually disagree with in her rant is she mentions Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Did y'all ever watch old G4?
Sure.
They objectified the living shit out of women.
I mean,
Like
the channel.
These well, like I understand why the audience is expecting it because I mean, hold on, let me pull up.
It's what the channel did in the past.
Yeah,
and hardcore too.
Yeah, hold on. I got a quality clip here for you from old G4. So this will be a good time, I promise.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
I'm having a great time right now.
You are? Okay, good.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
You sounded really sincere.
You love talking about sexism in video games, right?
I'm debating the finer points. Let's
no
see.
sarcasm there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that! Oh, you're so hot!
Yep.
Your gun is so big, and by gun I mean penis.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't worry about that. That'll be fun. A little run on.
I mean, I don't know. Guys do this one too. This is just.
You're kidding,
Pretend
right?
you're on the back of the motorcycle. Raw dog it. No! You did not kick.
You're on Attack of the Titty fucking show, you minge.
Sorry
The
about
program
that.
where-
Yeah. Just as sorry, a little bit of razor.
Wow. Ugh.
His rant
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree with, but it was an easy way to get that footage.
I see. Yeah.
So-
I don't think that means that you can do that now.
Oh, I don't think it means you can do it. I'm saying that the audience expects it to an extent, though.
It's been so many years since that era.
A
Like,
lot
that
has
hasn't been the
changed,
way
and-
we do that now, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're expecting to
lot's changed
pick up
in the
right
years.
from the end of G4 and act like everything's just that again, like,
I mean, that's the way their marketing acts.
nope.
Yeah, no, because
I'm not going to expect, nope.
right here on the top of their YouTube, G4 is back. Using
Yes!
the old logo and everything.
Yeah.
That's,
So go back to being a shit?
Apparently,
No.
that's
That's a ridiculous expectation to have.
well. Talk to a large part of their audience.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's what this video is about, right?
Yeah.
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 I think they can do it. It'll just take time, and I think it starts with things like this,
Yeah,
where they're
exactly.
addressing the problem head on. And I think that they'll get there. They've just got to keep up that momentum.
Keep doing it, you know?
Keep calling people out.
I think
It's like, you know, when Giant Bomb had to wade into like bigger issues and like then people in the comments had a problem with it, you just keep doing it and eventually the audience for that new version, you know, works itself out, but you just have to keep doing it.
I actually think you don't feed the trolls. 'Cause all those people are fucking hateful goblin people. Don't give them your time of day. But I mean,
You know, make your stance known,
yeah.
but you don't need to. But like this is a good first like. All right, here you go.
Yeah,
This
I
We're
think-
making our stamp. Here we go.
Yeah, I think that's the one good part of it, and like, I just still I find it so fucking annoying that this shit is like in the gaming space.
Yep.
Like still, like it's just like.
Yep.
It's like, dude, you don't. Have you ever actually talked to a real woman?
Chances are no.
Like,
Right.
it's like Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, my SO still she uses gender neutral screen names because she doesn't want people to know she's a woman, so she doesn't get harassed
Yeah.
when she's playing games. And I'm like, this is still a problem. Like,
Yep.
Em, as the only woman here, 3 men weighing in on sexism.
what is your
white men? Like, can we get a take if your dog isn't going crazy?
Yeah, sorry about that. The dogs are going a little wild. But as far as my take, it's why I don't really do things like online gaming, because I feel like I will be one of those that will get harassed because I am a girl and I am a gamer. So hearing and seeing stories like this just, it kind of tugs my heartstrings a little in a good way. Because someone is taking a stand, someone is saying, hey, this isn't fucking cool, all right? Chill out for like 2 seconds and let us do our shit, all right? So that's all I...
Yep.
Yeah, because I know that your screen name has your actual name in it, so I mean, during online games, I'm guessing you have gotten all kinds of torrent of shit.
Well, I actually haven't touched on my Xbox in a while, so I haven't been able to
test it.
That's why I haven't tested the theory, but it's still a theory that I have. Like,
Sure.
if I do online gaming, I will.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's why I've kind of stuck to the Switch.
Right.
That is online, just no one can talk.
Exactly. See? Perfect. Wonderful. What a great idea.
Much
Mario
money.
Kart, you have 8 pre-made messages.
Exactly.
That's all you get.
Someone figures out a way to turn it into a racial slur.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. That's the trick. You can't give Dark Souls amount of freedon with your messaging. You have to dial it back a bit more from that.
Actually, back when way back when I was working with the Gamer Access still, we did a video on Mario Kart 8, right? We did, and it was when Mario Kart 8 first came out, and we were doing the 60-minute access of it, and we decided, let's try the online out, right? Because this is like showing off all of the game, like a little piece of the game, sampling it, and we get on to we get online, and you know how it shows all your little me's waiting, all your cute little me's.
Yep.
Yeah.
We found a Hitler me, like, second match.
Of course.
And then it turned.
Oh, no.
And then it turned into like, we need to beat Hitler for America.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What greater
God.
motivation do you need?
Yeah. No, we had to beat the ultimate evil.
God.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think they realized from Splatoon on the Wii U that giving that kind of freedom may be a mistake because you could draw whatever you wanted on the tablet and then upload it.
You can still do that. You can still do that in Splatoon 2.
Oh, here I'm wandering around this kid's lobby, and here's a picture of a squid kid with some unknown substance splashed on their face. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's probably paint. Anyway.
One of my favorites is I just saw a kid write, "My parents are getting a divorce."
I will say those lobbies are some of the coolest. That's some of the coolest bits of Splatoon, or just people expressing their creativity in those lobbies, which of course comes with some caveats. But my god, I'm ready for Splatoon 3 so goddamn badly.
That's the thing you're excited for this year.
Holy hell, probably more. There are some games that I'm excited for this year, but I don't think there's anything more than Splatoon 3.
I'm trying to think of what I'm most excited for. It is probably it's probably God of War, Witch Queen. I'd say Zelda, but it's not confirmed yet.
I thought you said one game, just God of War, Witch Queen. I was like, oh shit,
That does sound good.
That would be.
That
a cool
sounds
concept.
incredible. Kratos with a gun.
Yeah, all right.
Come on. All right.
Yeah. So you just
Play
made
the hell out of
Doom.
that.
You just made Viking Doom.
I literally was trying to
go.
think about this. Like, okay, so if you wanted to do the 4 major platforms and you created a 4-player co-op shooter, it would be Master Chief, Doom Guy, Samus, and it would have to be Kratos with a gun, right?
No, it would have to be
Or Solid Snake's not a shooter.
You could do the
No.
Killzone.
Killzone. Yeah,
Hellgas.
You could do
Yeah.
Killzone's not on that level.
a Hellgast.
Not anymore, I
Hellgas.
guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, if this was like around the time Killzone 2 came out, like maybe.
Yeah.
What other shooters does Sony have?
They should have a number. I just don't think
Resistance, right?
Yeah, Resistance. You could do
Yeah,
Nathan,
Resistance
you
is-
can do,
There's also a dead franchise.
You could do
despite whatever Insomniac posts, yes, it is a dead
yeah,
franchise.
fucking god, motherfuckers. Just quit teasing me. Make a new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I know you're really into making Marvel games now, Insomniac. I'm super excited for Spider-Man 2, and Wolverine will probably be cool. But
Yeah.
damn it, dude. Like a new Resistance, please.
Give us what we want, goddammit. Just give it to us now.
Was Titanfall multi-platform?
Yep. Titanfall 2
Okay.
was. Titanfall
Okay.
2 was.
Titanfall 2 was, yeah.
What was Titanfall 1?
Xbox and PC.
Titanfall was exclusive.
Oh, wow. Okay, that wasn't even... All right. well,
Phew.
yeah.
You would have to do, yeah, because I'm.
I think if you made like a brand new Kratos, like brand new God of War, but it's like modern God of War and he has a gun, I think.
Wait. I got it. Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. They'll be... That's your Raccoon and Groot of this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Boom. We figured it out.
It's definitely not Jack.
Not
I love
before.
Jack, but it's not going to be Jack.
He's been dead for a long time.
I'm going to keep bringing him out of the ground. Get back in that car and go kart racing. Anyway, what were we talking about? G4.
Sexism in video games. G4.
Yeah, no, the video game audience is in need of constant, intense moderation.
It's
and,
so weird. Like, it's
yeah.
such a weird audience. Like
it's rough also because there's always like new people, new kids coming into the space as well. And if you don't have the assholes, brought to heel, then they influence those kids, and then you've got then you got to go through the whole talk all over again.
We remember Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. We remember.
Yep.
I mean, dude.
To be fair, our posse was really cool back in Halo 3 because we would troll those people.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because you're not an asshole. I mean, like,
Right.
like we'd be like, all right, guys, let's all get pink armor and just fucking grief them. Let's go.
I remember in Halo 3, some guy before a match calling me a gay slur, and then I just beat the shit out of him in oddball. Like, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes out of that.
Yeah.
But
I remember what I decided. So we were in theater together, Aaron, and
yes, we were.
And I remember that we had to memorize a portion of A Midsummer Night's Dream. And I decided that if I ran into anyone in Halo that was a dick, I would just start practicing my lines.
Sure.
And like, man, the responses that they got so violent. They got so unbelievably mad. I remember like that there's like I'm like hiding like to jump out on them, and then like because that game had proximity voice, you can only hear someone when they're close to you if they're not on your team. Then being like, let's go kill that Shakespeare expletive.
I think I'm going to steal that whenever I get hate mail from a fighting game. I'm just going to quote back Shakespeare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had some dudes who were big mad in Dragon Ball this week.
Oh man.
Because I've been playing on Xbox recently, so I'm like way lower rank than I should be because I'm starting over. And like, man, people get apparently mad when they think you're running a Smurf account.
Oh yeah.
Why aren't you an SSG3 or a god or higher? And I'm like, it's a new account. Give it time.
And you
Right.
can do this.
Yeah. God. I know this is about sexism in the games community, but like, yeah, it's a huge issue, not just with games, but just like treating the people on the other side of the computer screen as humans apparently is a real difficult challenge for some people.
It's like that. It's that penny arcade internet anonymity comment, right? Like the fact that like they don't know who you are. They can't. There's not going to be any real repercussion in most cases, unless like a ton of people report you.
Right.
So yeah, like,
and it's something that like I'm ashamed to say. Like I've done a couple things like that when I was like 13. Like when I'm still trying to figure out how to socially interact with people, and then I'm introduced to the computer, and there's just like everything is here, and I don't know if these people are real because as far as I'm concerned, they're 2-inch tall little people living in my screen. So like, and then if you don't have people, in the community around you to like say, hey, that's not cool. If you don't have people there to right the ship for you, you can go off in some bad places.
So like in my case, I was very fortunate to like even realize almost not immediately, but within like a month or two of getting my first computer and getting on the internet, like, okay, these are real people on the other side of the screen. That's not to say that like my first year of being on the internet, I wasn't an asshole sometimes.
Right.
I totally fucking was. But I got sorted fairly quickly, and that's partially because we had really good mods on the forums I was on. They wouldn't put up with that shit.
Yeah.
And then Unreal Tournament. I don't know. Like after a while, I like because that game had voice, and I got into it so early. My brain just like, oh, these are real people. Don't be fucking assholes to them.
Sure.
So.
But it's funny because as any usual listener here knows, that we are big fans of Giant Bomb here, and we followed that website for a very long time, and that's been a constant issue of like people being shit. Like I remember like Ben Pack when he left was like he just could not handle being front and center in front of these people who can say stuff about him and receive no repercussions because they're somewhere, halfway across the world or something like that. And I remember Patrick giving a like TED Plus talk, revealing that someone sent him a voicemail saying it should have been Patrick that died instead of Ryan. Like,
yeah, that's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and I don't know. I understand, gaming is a space where where kids are coming in and they're starting to grow, but like, man, we need more people.
Well, I definitely,
like setting that. Oof. Anyway, yeah.
I definitely think as our generation becomes parents, that is going to improve because we actually know how to monitor the kids and like know what's going on, and
I like to believe.
Yeah. Like that. That's at least my hope, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that's true. I could be totally wrong, and a whole new generation of horrible goblin people will be on the internet.
It's difficult because there's the people who bother to create content and the people who bother to comment, and then that group altogether makes up like 10% of the actual population that's interacting with this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think that also, like, as a streamer, as a host, as a whatever it is, you have to have a thick skin as well. Like I think that because perfect world is never going to exist. Sorry, everyone. We can try for it, but and like I always feel there's going to be some asshole who's going to just be like say something stupid. Like even in the new even in like the most recent Bombcast, if you go on the YouTube comments, there's always something dumb, like every single time. And that's with any podcast or like anything.
I think it's just being in the public eye, but at the same time, I don't think you should have to have that thick skin.
It's a balancing act where like a thick skin is going to be needed, but it's also perfectly acceptable to fight back against it at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Like I remember back when we were on the Gamer Access and we'd get like mean comments on shit, I would like put them on blast on the podcast. Yeah, Aaron remembers the one.
Oh my
The one
god.
on the one.
I don't
on-
even. What were they even going on about? I just.
It was you wrote that article about LGBTQ. Oh, about LGBTQ. You know, in the gaming space and progressing that, and
Yeah.
like he ranted about how it was your article was dumb, and also that they need to fix racial inequality first, and like all this other stuff, and basically laid into you quite a bit.
Well, that was what was weird about it, was that it was clearly like he disagreed with the method of addressing the issue. He was like, "Well, we got to fix others. We got other issues going on." And then the line I will always remember is just in all caps, "Fix that first, America." Like,
Yeah,
shit, what?
yeah.
God.
I really wish that website wasn't down anymore so we could pull it. Yeah, like I just read this and I'm just pissed because I'm just like, all right, I need to put this dude on blast on the podcast this week.
Yeah,
And just like we just ripped into him for like 30 minutes
yeah,
and did it for like 2 weeks in a row. And weird, we never heard that from that guy again.
yeah. Weird. Well, again, the reason I brought up Giant Bomb is there was this funny thing is Giant Bomb's in a weird transitionary phase right now. They're trying to figure out what to do for content, and one of the things that they put up is this like satirical movie analysis show called like Live Reels or something like that. I forget. Anyway, they play it very straight faced, but are also just like making fun of the overly dramatic analysis of a movie for like half an hour, and just full of weird jokes that you're not sure if they're trying to make a joke or if they're like still setting up for a joke or something. Anyway, the comments were so intensely confused by the whole thing, and so many were just mad and started using it as an outlet for how they weren't satisfied with where the site was going or whatever. And it was so vitriolic that eventually the comments started swinging around of like, okay, keep making this because if nothing else, it's making these other people mad and it's hilarious. And it was this kind of weird cathartic, like, oh God, after years of having to set, the viewership, put them in check. Now we're just kind of like shitting on the worst aspects of it while the other people who are just having a good time are having a good time still. This is great.
Well, like, because, oh my God, that actually is kind of brilliant when you think about it. But
right? I don't even know if it was on purpose, but it worked out that way. And it's like, this is also a way you could kind of fight back against it.
I remember,
Weird.
I know that there were a lot of people in the comment section of their podcast that was like super mad that it was like super mad that they they didn't announce the fact that they're not going back to the studio until after they're not going back to the studio, and they did that after the new year and after all these sales for membership. Oh, what is up, OG84Z?
What's
you for the
up?
follow.
Thank you.
Hey. Thank you, my good sir.
Hope you're having a good day.
It's this weird, it's a balancing act because, like, you don't want to respond to these people, but if you get enough of them, you need to set the tone that's like,
yep,
this is not okay here. Stop it.
Yep.
Hello, and to you as well. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, our audience, you beautiful people on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Twitch, don't be assholes. Like, rule number 1 of our stream chat: don't be a dick.
Yep.
So there you go.
All it takes.
That's all that it takes. All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move on.
Hey guys, so I'm not sure if you've been on Twitch recently, but the React meta has been getting pretty popular.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Where streamers wanting to make the laziest content in the universe put up a show. Rich Campbell, I couldn't believe that big streamers were doing this, by the way. Just being like I
yeah.
could not fucking believe this.
I think we're going to have a disagreement in how we come at this, but I think we're generally on the same side. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
Like, you are screwing over everyone else on the platform
Mm-hmm.
because terms of service, they exist.
Yep.
And it's also going to screw over monetization for people who are actually making good money off of this.
Yep.
Versus, like, we make bad money on this. Not that we're not thankful for the subs and everything.
Of course.
We don't have the big audience. We understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one, you're screwing over the streamers. You're screwing over the platform. It's just real bad.
Yep.
And then and it's fucking lazy. Like, it's lazy content in some cases. Yep. If you're doing consistent commentary all the time, or you're doing a mystery science theater, great,
right,
super.
Yeah.
Then that actually talent, that's work, etc. If you're just doing what Pokemon was doing, where you just like laugh, or just your actual reactions to a lot of this stuff, it's super like beyond lazy.
Was she not saying like was like reacting, like actually saying stuff?
Like on occasion.
Or was she just like watching TV?
Just watching TV.
Just watching TV.
With her natural reactions.
Yeah, it's like XQC was doing the same thing, but he would leave and just leave the show running, and he wouldn't be like on stream at all.
Yeah, no. Rich Campbell fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Okay, what is this? That seems deliberate. What the fuck?
It's fucking horrible.
I thought they were like actually at least reacting to, and like having a discussion about the episodes with them, which I would not have faulted them for at all.
That I would have been cool with. I would have been 100% fine with that.
I missed that. Okay, this is fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been 100% completely fine with that. I posted earlier in the week Review Tech USA's talk about it and comment about it. And it's super lazy. It hurts other people on the platform.
Yep.
Because let's say we know Lexi Woolsey. She's a streamer that averages a little over 75, occasionally goes into the hundreds.
She does good.
She does well. She makes full-time income on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, let's talk about that full-time income. Part of that, a good chunk of that, comes from ads. Advertisers aren't going to want to advertise on the website with good revenue streams if we're basically breaking terms of service and showing full copyrighted material with no commentary or anything behind it. Because if it was like Mystery Science Theater, Aaron, like you were talking about, I would have been like, yeah, cool, great.
Right.
Well, if it's transformative, sure. But if you're just sitting there watching a TV show with other people, I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's still the Amazon Video watch parties, right?
Yeah,
like, if that's what you want to do that. Like,
yeah, like if you want to do that kind of content, they have watch parties. And in the case of a subscriber audience as big as Pokemon, you have to be a subscriber to use that, as far as I know, or you have to have
right.
Amazon.
Yes.
So, but dude, that's they're not gonna pay the $5 to subscribe to her to watch that.
Right. It's Pokemon. Come on.
It's the fourth biggest streamer on Twitch. So what, or one of the top, at least top 100, and top 0.0001% of revenue of the, it's
right.
So.
Well, what's super frustrating to me is that there are this is because there were very much smaller streamers that were doing this on the low end, and they were having a perfectly good time. They were getting some viewers in by just doing that, by providing that service. Obviously it breaks the terms of service, but if you're a small streamer, Twitch isn't really paying much attention to that, and so people can make that content. And then, but for the big streamers do this, they don't need to. I was there was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving, and I decided to check on Twitch, and Pokemon was streaming, and she was just like, "Here's a camera. Here's me making some food," and they had some people there, and they were just talking while they made food. That's all you got to do. You are Pokemon. You can just do something, and as long as it's engaging in some way, you're good. you do not need to do this thing that's going to hurt these smaller streamers because you just didn't want to do something. You know, like you didn't. Oh my god, it was not. And then for all of them to do it at once, why did that happen?
Because that's streamer meta, bro. Like like Twitch runs off of metas, so like just like a competitive game, if you will, and like for a while it was the Among Us meta, the collab
GTA RP
and the hot tub and
the GTA RP, like it's. It bounces from one thing to another, whatever's the popular thing on the time on the platform.
Is this a metric I can follow? Is there a...
Yes.
Where do we find that so we can follow it?
Just like Twitch's Reddit.
Okay.
Interesting point of order. I actually just Googled the top Twitch streamers of 2021. Pokey is sitting at 77.
Wow, that's crazy. Think about how like big that audience is.
Right.
Well, I was actually having this conversation with Steph the other day where Asmongold has a second channel where he like just plays video games and like doesn't talk a whole lot, or it isn't like as serious as he is as his main channel. Yeah. And that dude, when just like going live, like, oh, I'm gonna play some video games for fun, has like 8,000 people watching him.
Yep.
And his regular stream like has 40,000. Imagine like 40,000 people tuning in and watching it at once. Like that is insane. It's crazy, man. But yeah, like Pokemon, but think about how big that is, though. Like think about hold on, I'm gonna pull her up, see what her last stream was as far as numbers go.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was ridiculous. This is... Yeah, she averages 20,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Over the past 7 days.
Yep.
20,000. Over the past year, it was 19,000. So yeah, like it... Lord.
Yep.
Like I don't know what more people want. Like I don't know how you can like endanger people that much. And like the thing is like when the smaller streamers are doing it, it wasn't endangering the website, so I have less reason to be mad about it. And granted, if it's what they were doing where they were just watching it, I consider it kind of lazy still, but it's not like it's not.
If they're talking here and there and they're like talking about what's going on in the show with chat, like that's something.
Yeah, that's more.
It's still shitty because you're still fucking up the show stream and stuff for the smaller people, but
like you want to get eyes on you and you want to get an audience, and like if that's
you're engaging
and like that's the gateway, like I'm a little more understanding versus like like
it's like you're big streamers. Like if you really wanted to, you could steer some people towards some like cool smaller games or something.
Towards cool smaller games, towards niche shows, towards like you would just play the games you're famous for that you probably like.
Right.
Like it's just man.
Doesn't Ninja still like get some get some viewers while just playing whatever he wants?
Yeah. No, totally. But like they want to continue to make it bigger and continue to drive growth, which I mean, fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Ninja. Let's say Ninja this past week. So this past week he averaged 13,000 viewers. And all he's done is just play Fortnite and Final Fantasy.
Yep.
And Final Fantasy 11, not even 14.
Right.
So like
amazing.
Past 30 days, 16,000 past 30 days, and all he's done is stream Fortnite, really.
Man.
And then hold on, this one. Oh, and then Pokemon the trading card game.
Sure, all right, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, like they can make, probably, I don't know what their bills and everything are, but like Pokemon has other ventures going on anyway.
Yep.
She's very business savvy. Like this literally just feels like, oh, this is a quick, easy way to, get my ad revenue.
And just didn't think about it any more than that.
Yeah, and then whoever, I don't know who started it, but like, God, sorry, whoever thought of like, oh well, everyone else is doing it, it's fine, and then like, she says, she shot back with a clip being like, hits back at the claims that she's lazy, is like, I'm not lazy, so and so's not lazy, they've done their dues, they got their audience, so many, here we go, quote, so many streamers at the top of viewership list doing React content have made amazing achievements. Disguised Toast was a main driving force in the Among Us and Hearthstone era. XQC streams 12 hours a day, and he's a pro player. They have all had great accomplishments, so I found the criticism weird. And I don't know, like
Didn't really think about that, huh?
And like they as a whole may not be lazy, but this content was lazy as fuck.
Right. You clearly went for the meta and then didn't think about what the content would be beyond that. It was just...
I'm going to turn on and watch Avatar: The Last Airbender while, doing this.
I mean, here's your problem. You picked a good show. Bronson, we had this problem a while ago when we tried to josh on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and then with the first couple episodes we were just sitting quietly because we thought it was a good show. It was like we can't release this isn't gonna be good content. All right,
lordy. Those video reacts, they're hard, man, when the show turns out to be good.
They're hard when it turns out it's good.
Yeah, like no joke.
Don't put on Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're just gonna sit and watch.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, Kitchen Nightmares, I saw she had a Gordon Ramsay cutout. Kitchen Nightmares, there's plenty of points where you can pause and like talk mess about a restaurant owner,
Yeah.
But clearly just doing whatever.
Anyone have anything else on
this? Evidently, I was wrong. She was 77 for just this month.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm still looking through for top streamers of 21.
Okay.
I can find that out where she ranked.
Do you think maybe she felt the dip? I was like, what's the meta?
I mean, the past 7 days and past months, she's actually has 1,000 more than her normal average.
Oh.
According to the folks at Sully know. Okay, so
that's that band
she's
meta.
averaging like 20,000.
So
just for the last 30 days.
So for the past year, according to Sully Gnome, she was ranked 46th and went up 5 spots.
Wow.
So yeah, and as far as so I don't know what more people would want there.
Yeah, man.
You never know. You never know.
I am of the mind, like, if I were to get that amount of viewership, at least briefly, I would like start up a Patreon so that no matter what happens on Twitch, I could just do whatever the hell I wanted as long as people were on board with it, and then just do that.
That's why you diversify, right? You get Twitch, you get YouTube, you get Patreon.
You do merch.
Yep.
And then that helps your discoverability. And
I would not rely on my income being from Twitch and YouTube, because that...
Yeah, no.
YouTube, at least you have the advantage of, like, old stuff can still make you money if it pops off on the meta.
True. Yes.
Like Twitch is the definition of a platform that's for, the rich get richer.
Right.
Like, purely. Yeah, looking at the top streamers, XQC is number 1 by far. It's like double the next. And then
Which, like, is it because he's really good at video games?
It's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. He reacts to an extreme when things happen.
Okay, fair enough.
He also is really good at chasing the meta.
Yes.
Sure.
He's always early to jump on whatever the popular thing is.
It's very deceptive, like going on to like the one streamer I have popped in and like seen like, wow, this person really invests in putting out like a quality product is Maximilian Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Max is great.
Does like an incredible job of putting on a well produced and just looks good, sounds good, and he's being entertaining the whole time, and he's offering information while also being entertaining, like a real well rounded product. And then a lot of these, I'm like, what? How did you?
I think Asmon, when he's on his mainstream, he fits into that bill. Like,
He's also another one of like when he's in character, like that man is he goes for it and his audience reacts.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I love full neckbeard Asmon.
yeah.
It's A+ content.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, once I realized that Asmon was a character and not the actual guy, like my appreciation for his stream just skyrocketed.
Dude,
Sure.
like, him as a person actually seems like the coolest person.
The moment I saw him with Zeppla talking about Final Fantasy 14, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. This other guy's a dick, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like I like always had like a mixed feelings about him until I realized it was a character, and then like you see actual him and you're like, oh dude, Asmongold's like the coolest person.
Right.
Like he really is. And it's and to be fair, that character gets a lot of people to dislike him, but it also gets him a lot of traction around the internet.
And that's the thing, right?
Like I see so many people in the World of Warcraft community that don't understand the character. And
I mean, including the devs, apparently.
right? Fucking. Ooh, I got some stuff about World of Warcraft.
And there is an aspect of like, you know, if this goes back to like, I don't know, does his character encourage the worst behavior of the community, and is that Asmon's fault? Is there something that he can do to mitigate that on his end, or is that just is what it is?
I think it's partially the way the game is designed, because yeah, the game like I'm sure some people have gotten an influence from Neckbeard Asmongold, his character.
Yeah.
But I also think that the systems of the game don't help, because I was running some Mythic Keys this week, and holy shit. Like, dude, let me tell you that tanking a Mythic Key, people get so mad. Because the way the key system works, for those of you who don't know, when you have a certain time to complete a dungeon with certain hard mode stuff added to it. And if you do it within the time limit, you get a key that lets you do a harder one that awards better loot. Simple enough, cool. Yeah. But if you don't make it in time, you drop down a key. And you ideally want to get to what was it? It was 15 for the week, right, Ninja? You want to get to your 15th key?
Yeah, you want to get your 15th key for the week. Yep.
Yeah, you want to get to rank 15 so you can get the best loot for the week. And when you fuck up and you make it so you're not going to make the key, people get so fucking mad. And
you think it comes from that?
I think that's part of it, because it's like, oh, you're ruining my progression, ruining my good time, my chance at loot.
Yeah, you're ruining my good time, I think, is the...
Yeah.
Okay.
I am here to get my key, and you are making it so I have to spend another 30 to 40 minutes in a dungeon again to get the loot.
Okay.
Yeah. I thankfully, after the first one, ran with a guild and was just like, oh, this is way better.
Sure.
These people are actually understanding and fun to be with.
Yes. Yep.
So, but yeah, I think there's stuff like that. I think there's the amount of time that it takes to get geared and get into certain stuff, and there's like just a lot of systems that they could fix to reduce toxicity.
Right.
Will they? We'll see.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Well.
So.
No, I know we went back to the toxicity angle. I forgot this is about creating big streamers ruining streaming shows for the entirety of Twitch.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like and like I don't understand how anyone thought this was okay in the meta. And by the way, guys, there's a way around this for your audience, though I don't think it would catch on as much. Tell your audience, I'm going to be watching blank. It's on blank service.
Yep.
I'm hitting play at this time.
Yep.
Do it on your end, and I'll commentate over it.
If you have the window open and like the number of seconds that have passed, because I've thought about this as content before. If you have a number of seconds that have passed and that's in a static area, you open a little window and put that in like a bottom corner there, just to let you know where they're at in that portion of the video. You can provide a link, or maybe not. I don't know. That might be too far, but there's ways to do it without breaking the terms of service.
Yeah, it's like if you really like. If you aren't just meta chasing and you actually do think this is engaging content, there are ways around this.
Yep. You can do it, but and it's something that like the smaller streamers like they don't do that either. But I also just get it. Like when you're a small streamer, you're just like screw it. I'm not gonna get any viewers if I have to make them jump through these hoops to make this work.
Yeah.
But like the bigger streamers, you have no excuse.
Yeah.
You just don't. So
you doing what you do is more than enough to generate like I can live and live well revenue.
Yep.
As we saw when the fucking payroll leaked like 2 months ago.
Yep.
Also have to use the restroom again. Diuretics. Aaron, please take over.
All right, I'm taking over. I'm taking over this podcast. Should we move on to the next story? Thank you, rest of the chat. Confirming or denying. Oh, apparently I'm in charge. Okay. Next news story. This is from GameSpot. Steam passes 28 million concurrent users, setting new record. Oh my god, that's a lot of people.
That is a ton of people.
That's I don't know. That's somewhere between 5 and 10% of the U.S. population, I think.
Sure, I'll take it.
Last time I looked at our population, it was 350 million, but I think that was a long time ago, so I don't know. Let's see. Valve's PC Store and this is written by Eddie Makuch. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Valve's PC Store and platform Steam has set a new concurrent player record. The platform exceeded 28 million concurrent users today, January 9th, to set a new all-time high. Steam has a public statistics page. I'm going to open that tab. Analyst Daniel Ahmad observed that Steam saw strong growth for concurrent users in 2020 due to the pandemic. This growth has only continued since then. Steam has reached nearly 28 million earlier in January, so it's only a matter of time before they crack that. Yeah. So, here we go. Top games by current player count. Number 1, Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
I cannot believe the staying power of Counter-Strike.
Right?
I can't. How old is that game? And like, how long has it been the top played game on Steam? Jesus, I can't believe it.
Over Dota 2. Which I think that's weird.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
also weird.
I don't know. It's easier to get into Counter-Strike, I imagine, and understand how left trigger, right trigger works. Obviously,
Right.
You're playing keyboard and mouse, so you're fucked in Counter-Strike, I imagine. But let's see. Peak today of the time this screenshot was made, Counter-Strike Global Offensive had over 880,000 players at one time. That was over 100,000 more than Dota 2's peak.
Okay. What did I miss?
We are talking about Steam passes 28 million concurrent users, setting new record.
Oh, I mean that's awesome, right?
It's awesome, but I also like scrolled down to like the top games, and the two at the top that take up by far the most is Counter-Strike Global Offensive with nearly 860,000 current players, and Dota 2 with nearly 750,000 current players. And then the very next game below those hits 292,000, which is actually PUBG Battlegrounds.
Yeah, so today's peak, if you're curious, because I brought this
Yes,
up
I
on
am.
streams, 770,000 on Counter Strike,
Okay.
almost 600K on Dota 2,
Okay.
300K on PUBG,
Yep.
130K on Apex.
Yep.
Is
And
PUBG free to play now?
Yes,
That happened. Yeah.
that happened this week, actually.
Yeah.
They
So
said in the dev was like, it is not a direct response to every other battle royale being free.
yeah. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I'll
Right.
believe that.
As someone who paid $40 for that beta, quote unquote, at that time, it's been years. I'm more than fine with it. Just
I got my money's
do,
worth.
do I get a jacket that says I bought the first thing? If not, whatever.
I'm I'm really surprised that Monster Hunter Rise is number 6 right now,
Oh,
and New World.
Yeah, I
Sorry, go ahead.
well, I'll talk about this later, but I think it's riding on the coattails of Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
okay.
And New World is number 7.
Yeah. Hey, where is this game, Naraka Blade Point, on that list right now?
I don't know. What?
Because that is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this list with a peak of 121,000.
Kind of surprised The Witcher 3 is above Final Fantasy.
That is weird. This is also Steam, but
I think people are watching the show and wanting to play the game.
Yeah,
that's
that makes
possible.
sense.
Is the show going right now? Is it?
Yeah,
Season
just came out.
Yeah.
Well,
the same
that's
thing
there
happened
you
when
go.
season 1 dropped. When season 1 dropped, The
Yep.
Witcher 3 saw a huge increase in sales.
That makes sense.
I actually bought that game for Xbox with all the DLC over the holiday weekend because I got a bunch of Xbox Store credit. Because so my credit card has the reward points are about to expire, and they're like use them or lose them, and I ended up just buying a bunch of Xbox Store credits
There you go.
because it was like either that or Starbucks cards, and I was just like, yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I have no idea where that game is, Aaron. I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is.
Yep.
It's 18,000.
Okay. Yeah, this game is like looking at this top 10 list on this article here. Like all of these games like make sense. Even Football Manager 2022. You know,
always
soccer
high up
does
there.
weird things to people's heads. But Naraka Blade Point is this game that came out August 11, 2021, and has been slowly making its way into my sphere in different ways. And it's a 60-player PvP mythical action combat experience. So it's like 60 players jump in. It's kind of like a battle royale, and then you're just melee fighting dudes. And they recently just got Bruce Lee in it, so you can fight as Bruce
Whoa.
Lee. Yeah,
Can we talk
Battle
about?
Royale fighting game.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting. And I would check it out. It's $20. But that's, I don't know, if you're looking for weird new games that are getting an audience somehow, that's kind of the weird, interesting one going on at the moment.
I want to give New World a shot, but I'm currently juggling 3 MMOs, so I definitely don't have.
Yes,
time
you
for
are.
it.
Yes, you are. Unless you streamed every day and you like shuffled games, you know, each day. That would be the way to do it.
But then I would also need time to someone to make cut YouTube content together for.
You would have to get like a full-time editor
I would have to
if you weren't just uploading the raw footage.
Yeah, which no one wants to watch that raw footage.
Right. Not when you're small like us.
Yeah. So, I love how high TF2 is on this list. By the way,
Still.
it has
Yep.
2,000 people above Destiny 2.
There's
That's-
another game with some staying power.
It's a great game, dude. I hopped into it last summer and it still holds up. By the way, if you want to find out how this chip shortage is affecting PC gamers, guess what the #1 video card on Steam is right now?
Oh no. What is
1060.
it?
A 1060. Yep.
Wow.
In fact, you don't see a 3000 series card until like number 10 on the list.
Yep.
Crazy.
You know, I can stream Final Fantasy and have all that going on and have my browser going all at the same time and recording, and my 1060 Super or 1660 Super handles it. So you know what? These yes, I'm gonna be waiting.
It was fine until I got a 1440p monitor.
Yep, that'll do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And then it's either I have to play the game or stream or lower the game's quality by quite a bit or resolution because it cannot hang at 1440 while being streamed. And
Right.
So, speaking of battle royales, I'm going to skip a news story for now. We can deal back to it. I'm a big My Hero Academia fan. I'm not sure if you all knew that.
Yeah, no, weird.
Yeah, it's not like
Never would have guessed.
yeah, it's not like my Discord icon is All Might or anything.
Bronson, real quick, do you have a mouse pad?
I do. Why?
Oh, okay. I was browsing Christmas presents and I came across one. I was like, oh man, Bronson should have this, and I didn't go through with it, but
I might need a new one soon though. So next year, buddy.
Would you say
okay.
you all might need a new one?
Yes, because I've been using this Cataclysm one forever.
Okay,
Came with my
cool.
collector's edition of Cataclysm, so
That's right. All those years ago.
Yep. So,
But okay, battle royales.
battle royales and
All right.
My Hero Academia are getting fused together.
What?
So, Bandai Namco has announced My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble, a new free-to-play battle royale headed to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam. They did a tease. It's a team up to win a 24-player Rumble. They showed some screenshots. It looks like you play as different heroes from the show. In the screenshot, it looks like someone's playing as All Might, and then in another one, someone's playing as Bakugo.
Okay.
So yeah, and they don't really give many details that it exists. It's gonna have a closed beta. The game is that's kind of basically it.
This looks like the Naraka Blade Point, but with a proper franchise that people enjoy.
So it's what?
when I said I wanted different anime fighting games that weren't arena fighters, I didn't mean this. This wasn't what I meant.
I know.
Lordy. Well,
It's gonna be free to play, huh?
it's gonna be free to play. Dude, I gotta check this out. It could be good. It could be.
It could be good. No, you're right.
How dope did that Dragon Ball Dead by Daylight clone look?
Yeah.
We might.
Yes,
this...
it looks good.
Look, man, I know that this is not what we were talking about when the arena fighters need to stop.
Yeah.
But both of these games could be really cool.
What if they make it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try them. I'll give them benefit of the doubt, and I'll try them.
And this one's free.
Yep. And if I get to play as my boy Deku, I'm so down. So
Right. Oh my god. I'm trying to get through another anime here. I can't add this on.
What are you still going through JoJo?
Oh, that's going to take forever. That's just going to be
what other one are you going through then?
Right now I'm going through Kill la Kill.
That's all right.
Because that anime starts. It just goes. I love it.
Oh lordy.
And it's a short one, but again, it's like making time for anime. I still got to get through some Hawkeye
by Friday.
By Friday. So I got that going on. One Punch Man seems right up my alley, so I do want to get that started as well. And then this game, My Hero just keeps blowing up more and more and more, and it's just not stopping. And it's like, all right.
Once again, I'm not sure if this sells it or not, is the most I have liked an anime since Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's good.
And the idea of superheroes combined with shonen anime, all right, that's an amazing, perfect combination. Okay.
Let's do it. Do it.
I don't know. Yeah, I want to finish Kill la Kill first, and then
because I've been talking with Em about starting a show where her and I watch through 3 to 4 episodes a week, come back and report on it.
Yeah.
Like All Systems Goku, but for My Hero. So
I assume My Hero is not on Amazon Prime.
no, I don't believe
Probably
it's
not.
on Hulu. It's definitely on Hulu because that's where I watched all of it.
Okay.
And I do have Hulu, so we are okay on that front.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if
Oh, it is on Prime Video. Huh.
it is.
Is it on Prime?
It's not free.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah.
well then.
yeah.
Sorry,
so
get your
it's-
hopes up on
That's
that
all
one.
right. Yeah. It's all good.
That's all right.
All right. We may figure something out with that
Yeah,
down the road here this year.
you know, we need to appeal to the weebs. We're playing Final Fantasy. We're watching My Hero.
Yeah.
Double down on this weeb market.
The American Weeb. Let's do it.
You know, I'm eating more sushi than ever due to dietary restrictions.
Yep. Okay. Well, this game, this looks interesting. There'll be probably a number of people to play it. Will it be good? Who knows?
I will definitely stream it and see how it is.
It's free to play, so yeah, this will probably get coverage, if nothing else, for a little bit on this channel.
Yes. As I am a giant My Hero fan.
Yep.
All right. So, hey, guess what? Xbox got a bunch of good news this week.
All right.
First off, the Xbox Series S and X are the fastest selling Xboxes at this point in their respective lives. So 1 year into the console, it is faster selling than the One, the 360, or the original Xbox ever was.
Okay.
So yeah. You know, they are not even meeting all of the demand, because when a Series X comes into stock, it is gone in seconds.
Sure.
And then a Series S you can get with a little bit of legwork, in my opinion. Like, not much. Like, dude, I got one for the living room once again, no problem.
Right.
And hold on.
I went to Costco the other week, and there was a bunch of them that you could pick up.
There's
Nice.
one at Walmart when I went grocery shopping. Like, yeah, you can literally get the Fortnite Rocket League bundle on Best Buy's website right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So they are available.
That's a really good combo for I need to get kid next gen console with little money and keep them occupied for a time while we wait for other games to come out. That's a good combo right there.
Yep. And once again, my only problem with that system is I think they need to upgrade the storage.
Right.
I think 512 is barely enough. I think going to a terabyte would be perfect.
Yep.
And then upgrade the Series X to 2 terabytes.
Ooh.
Because I have 2 terabytes in my Series X because I bought the memory card thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been perfect. It's more than
Sure.
enough storage, and I play a lot of games. So,
Right.
like if you need more than that, I know you're not deleting something you're obviously not playing.
Yep.
I'm guilty of that. I've got 4 2 terabyte hard drives in my PC, and they're all full.
Jesus, dude.
I just don't delete what I've got installed.
Dude,
I could play that again one day.
If you've got the terabytes, use them, I guess, you know?
you know, like, oh my god, dude, I want to see your hard drive cage. It has to be awesome. Your hard drive cage.
It's
has to
actually
be
it's all
sick.
hidden, so you don't even see it.
Nice. You got
Yeah,
your
see-
cable management going. It looks all nice and clean.
Dude, my last case had hot swappable hard drives, like, and it had swapped for like
Yeah.
6 of them. So
Man, wow.
yeah, no, oh no, my last case was way overkill for what I was doing, and it had another spot on top to hook up a hard drive directly on top of the case. Oh, dude, it was so overkill.
Wow.
Anyway, so the machine is selling quickly, and that's no surprise because the Series S was the real king of the holiday this past holiday season. Switch
Right.
did win the year, though. And then on top of that, Forza Horizon 5 has hit 15 million players, which is impressive considering that's a Game Pass / full-priced video game.
Yep.
And then to round out their good news, the Hitman trilogy and Nobody Saves the World hit Game Pass this coming week.
Yep.
And Nobody Saves the World is the new game from the Guacamelee people / Severed people, and it is for now an Xbox exclusive
Right.
/ PC exclusive.
Yeah, Jesse and I were just talking about this way earlier when you went to grab your coffee. It's like the thing is like this is all great. This is fantastic. But we have not. I don't think we've really gotten our big system seller, huge like phenomenon game that gets people really moving on a console yet.
I think it's Halo, bro. Like I really do. It may not be everyone, but I do think it's Halo.
I mean, I guess we'll see from the sales numbers as time goes on, right?
I mean, the biggest issue with them and sales now is because of Game Pass.
Right.
I don't know, maybe because I have not bought any of these because I just have a Game Pass sub.
Right.
You
It's
know?
hard. They have to basically release those Game Pass numbers.
So which I'm sure that, or their active player numbers, which, that's been a big initiative for them since like 2016 when the Xbox One wasn't selling great.
Yeah.
Instead of releasing console numbers, they were releasing active player numbers, which actually, in my opinion, probably is a better metric when I think about it.
In this new format that they're doing, yeah.
Well,
Right. It's hard to tell what's really a console seller right now because as soon as consoles come in, they're gone. Like you can't tell what it is that's driving the sales in terms of gaming.
That's true.
or in terms of games.
Yeah. Like you can't, because it's just like, well, we think Halo sold a bunch of boxes, but they disappear as soon as they show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Like
We're not getting those numbers, and a lot of people are playing that on PC.
yeah, But I think God of War is also proving that the PC audience is separate from the console audience as a whole.
That's true.
Because, like, I could not believe the amount of God of War stuff I was getting on my feed in all forms of social media this week because a bunch of people were playing it for the first time because they just play stuff on computer. That's all they play it on. Like, that's like.
I wish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like I wish that Final Fantasy VII, the 7 remake, didn't come to the Epic Store, because then I think we really would have seen that difference between console players and PC players. Because I haven't seen like anything advertising 7 remake on PC, but we're seeing God of War like everywhere.
Yeah, well, it's because it's on Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
People go to Epic Game Store for the free games and they turn it off.
Yep.
Like unless it is it's the whole reason I've waited till now to play Hitman. It's because it was locked to Epic Game Store on the computer. Like it's just like same thing with Crysis. Like the only reason that I bought Crysis Remastered on Epic Game Store is because it was on sale when it wasn't on sale on Steam. And same thing with Walking Dead Collection. Like the Walking Dead Collection was exclusive to Epic Game Store for a while, so that's why I got it. Same with Dangerous Driving.
Yep.
Like when you guys were talking about Hitman 3 during the Game of the Year thing, and I bought Hitman 3, it was on sale for $17, and for whatever reason I had a $10 coupon, so it was $7. Like,
yeah, they always do that holiday sale where if you buy a game that's over $15, you get $10 off.
Yep.
So, yep.
Ugh.
That's how I actually ended up buying something from them this holiday season. I forget what it was though.
Oh, I don't think did I use it? I probably used it on Solar Ash.
I think I used it on. I actually do think Crysis Remastered was the game I used it on. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I have a bunch of games on my library that I just like. Once again, whenever something's free, I'm like, boop, pick it up.
Yep.
Well, if you're gonna give it out, I'm gonna go take it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really weird, the console sales with this generation. Like, it's because everything's selling out. Well, what I find interesting is, does that mean PlayStation is not that much further ahead of Xbox, but it is further ahead of Xbox. So does that mean they're actively producing more PlayStations than Xboxes? Because everything is selling out the second that it's available?
Right.
You know, and is Microsoft also purposely not producing more because they're just like, well, a good chunk of our audience is on the computer.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I don't know. Hard to judge, right? So
Yeah. I am super excited to play Hitman 3 though. It's on Game Pass, and I can just play the trilogy all in one shot. Because
yep.
I was waiting for it to hit Steam because that's where I had all my versions, the first two. But now that this is out, great, good news.
Really good news. Fantastic games.
Oh, those first two are so good. They're so. I remember
You're gonna love 3.
Oh, I'm glad. I remember Anthony and I were playing it one day. Like, we were just chilling, and he was at my house, and we were playing it. And just, like, for some reason, like, we saw this dude, our only option, really, to get past him was, all right, throw a brick at his head. We throw the brick at his head, he falls down, and we just both start laughing.
Yep. It's good. It's a real good time. You can do some ridiculous things in there. So.
All right, so... a little bit of bad news here. Netflix prices are going up.
Oh, great.
So if you're a current subscriber like I am, they haven't said when it's going up, but it's going up. So basically, these were the prices of Netflix in January of 2019. Actually, we'll go back to 2015 and give you a progression. So this in 2015, the highest end plan was $12. In 2017, it was $14. In 2019, it was $16. In 2020, it was $18. And starting this year for new subscribers, it is going to be $20 if you want the 4K plan.
Damn.
And they have said that it's going to hit regular subscribers later in the year. Dude, it's just cable all over again.
Yep. We're getting closer and closer to the golden age of piracy again.
Yep. Like that. You want piracy? This is how you get piracy.
And it's funny that this news story comes up because I went and after everything that happened earlier this week, I booted up Netflix because I wanted to eat my pizza and watch something, and there just was not a thing I wanted to watch. I went through multiple categories and I just was not into it. And so, like, seeing this news story combined with that, I'm thinking, you know what? We had a good long run, Netflix. I think it's time. I can't do this anymore.
In my house, there's a couple of shows that get significant watch on there, which is why we keep it. One is Cobra Kai.
Right.
Seinfeld is something I personally am really into.
Sure.
The Witcher, and then occasionally like a movie will pop up I really want to watch. Like, like they just got The Longest Yard 2005 on there. Love that movie.
Oh God. Okay.
Great movie. He broke it in my nose.
Man.
And then like, it's very much the most like I'm bored or I need to kill some time. I'm sure I can find something I want to watch on there, being an old movie or, like Labyrinth is on there right now.
Yeah.
Hook is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's and they also do a ton of stand-up, which I love stand-up comedy. So
sure. And
they're the only platform that does a ton of stand-up comedy. So like, I'm kind of locked into Netflix.
Sure.
But like, dude, $20. That's starting to be cable pricing. That's
when you combine it with other streaming services too. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I only pay for 2 services. I pay for Netflix and I pay for Disney. My roommate pays for Hulu. I have Apple TV Plus because I bought a new watch this year, and they give you a year whenever you buy a new device. So I bought a phone last year. I bought a watch this year. So
All right.
maybe next year I'll buy a tablet just to keep that dream alive.
Yep.
And then HBO Max I get because my phone provider gives it to you if you have a high enough level of plan. So, but like if I had to, and then Amazon comes with Prime. I don't pay for the video. I pay for the shipping and whatnot.
Right.
But like I'm looking at this and like if you had to pay for all those services, that's easily cable pricing, right? Like let's
Yep.
add that up. All right, so it's 20 for Netflix starting later this year. Then how much for the Disney Plus plan that has everything, Hulu and ESPN?
Oh God.
I think it's like 12,
Hold on, let me go on my account here.
and it's not the ad-free Hulu.
Oh, that's shit then.
It's $8 a month.
Um,
Oh wait, no, it's Disney Plus only. What's the Disney Plus bundle?
Oh.
That's Disney Plus annual.
It is $14 a month.
It's 14. Is there a way to get the ad for no ads plus an additional $6?
So 20.
20. So 20 if you want the full experience with Disney.
But that's also 3 services instead of just one.
Just the
But
That's
one.
true.
you get with Netflix. Not that justifies it, but
You're right.
It's significant, but those 3 combined make Netflix as output, unless you're
Right.
really into sports. So
Right.
you're paying another 20 for those 3. Amazon, you're paying 13 a month unless you pay these are all monthly. You'll save some money if you go yearly for all of these. And then how much is HBO Max? I don't know because I got it for free through my phone service.
I don't know.
15.
15. Damn, that one's okay.
Yep.
And then add on Apple for Apple's the good guy here. $5.
Yeah, and they give out free months of it for no reason.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I paid for it since I signed up for it, paid $5 for that first month, and then every month thereafter they're like, oh hey, here's free Apple TV for this month. So like I haven't paid for it since that first month.
Yeah, no, like I got a year free with each of those devices, and like I don't know, my mom needs a new smartphone soon, so I might just get another year. All right, so if you and let's assume you do an anime service. How much is Funimation?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's because I pay for Funimation when My Hero is current, so I can get it like the night it goes up.
$6 a month.
Okay. Oh no,
If you want to pay for it.
if you want to pay for it with no ads, it's $8. I just looked.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
so 8 at an additional $8. All right. So we got everything. Any I missed?
Crunchyroll's $8 a month.
Yeah, you're only gonna choose one though if you're doing the 2 anime ones.
And they're going to be combining soon, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Right,
Yeah.
there is that merger.
So
That's happening.
Wow.
So
All right, then.
That's definitely gonna be 8. All right, cool. All right, so that means our grand total, if you want to have all the streaming services and all the big shows available to you, you are paying $81 a month.
Yep. Cable pricing.
Literally cable pricing. Now,
Is
unlike cable,
up.
if you're willing to play the game of only subscribing when things are active, then that is an option.
Yep.
So, like for example, if we're gonna look here, you'll Funimation. Let's say you only subscribe during like the fall anime season, so you can drop $8 off there. Apple, let's be honest, you're only on there for Ted Lasso. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Good show.
Ted Lasso, maybe Schmigadoon, then you're done.
Yes.
Mystic, is it Mystic Quest or Mythic Quest?
Yeah, Mythic Quest.
Mythic
That
Quest.
show's pretty good too.
That one's decent. They got some good movies on there, but generally you can get through most of that lineup in like a month. So like at that point you're at $68. And then I really think you could probably trim off Disney and Hulu and ESPN, except when something's running. So yeah. The problem with Disney is like Disney's becoming a force. Like they're getting something like once a month these days, a show that's active.
I think what bothers me about Netflix, other than this price increase, is that if you get invested into one of their Netflix created shows or sponsored shows or whatever, you don't know if it's going to come back next season. It could get canceled. And so like you spend, I don't know, 3 seasons getting attached to the show, and it's obviously leaving off on a cliffhanger. And Netflix is like, nah, we're done.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Bastards.
And they do that to almost every one of their Netflix specific shows.
Like they actually finished BoJack. That was nice.
Yeah,
But like,
and
That's
since
right,
they
that
got
did.
they got a movie for that wasn't all that great, and
that's my big concern with Cobra Kai. Like Cobra Kai is renewed through season 5, but like if it doesn't keep pulling numbers, I'm just like, please don't end this show on a fucking cliffhanger. I will be so pissed. You know, like, you know, so you know, we'll see. I don't think that they're gonna like. Thankfully, most of the stuff I like on here has ended well, except for House of Cards, and that's because Kevin Spacey ended up being a sex
Kevin
pest.
Spacey's a weirdo.
So yeah, and then also I'm mainly here for stand up, so you know, there you go.
There's some good shit on there, so
yeah, like it.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, it's the market leader for a reason. Like it has a lot of good shit on there. You know, like it's like that. Ricky Gervais show Afterlife is on there, and it's super good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's a little depressing, but it's like it's a good show. But like, dude, $20, like
That sucks.
and that's for 4K and 4 screens. So I mean, if you can get that split amongst a couple people,
Then it's fine.
yeah. Almost everyone I know does login sharing now. Almost everyone I know does login sharing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, like sorry, go ahead.
I guess they are adding in account verification stuff to stop you from login sharing. So you have to ask people for their login info again.
Is Netflix doing that, or who's?
Yeah, I read about that on the Netflix subreddit. Somebody was like, I just had to ask my brother for his login info because Netflix told me I wasn't logging in from a place I normally log in from.
Oh, god damn it. That means I have to ask my brother for that soon.
Well, hopefully Disney doesn't add that soon. That's the big one I share around.
Yeah. I've just been watching YouTube. It's got a lot of the stuff I need.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, YouTube is one of my go-tos. You know, I do Funimation when like My Hero is going because like I need it the second it comes out.
Sure.
But you know, otherwise, like, you know, and then like HBO Max, like I actually really like that service, and I'm like dreading the day when my phone company is like, nah, bro, you don't get it for free anymore.
Yep.
Like I'm dreading that day because I just like, but I like Peacemaker and I like some of the shows and movies on here.
I still need to watch that.
I haven't started it yet. I you know, like I enjoyed watching Suicide Squad in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
Right.
And Hard Knocks and all this stuff.
Yep.
All right.
I also need to watch Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good reminder for me.
All right. So let's get back to it. This is a bummer. This is a super bummer at a price tag. So, good news for Final Fantasy.
All right.
And bad news for World of Warcraft. We're going to get into some MMO talk right now. Saved it for last so the general audience could get that stuff.
Did we get back? Did we round back to that other
Which one?
topic that we skipped?
Did I skip one?
Yeah,
we must have wrapped back.
story.
We did. We looped back to it.
Okay.
We did. Okay, fine.
It was the Xbox. It was the Xbox being the fastest selling.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
I need to use the bathroom real quick
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
before we get into the MMO talk. So.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll give you a minute.
Kill time.
Kill time. I don't know.
What
What's everyone's reason?
what shirts were you
What now?
what's everyone's reason for what?
Oh no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna, because you mentioned that the two shirts that I showed you, you were actually looking at one of them.
Yeah.
Which one were you looking at?
The bottom one. The
Oh, the whole team.
yeah, the whole squad.
Yeah.
Because like Emily does not have a video game shirt. She needs one, and I'm not gonna.
Yes, they do.
I'm not gonna have money to buy one until till like next month. But I'm like thinking about it. You know, so so like good to know that I picked one of the right ones.
Well, because I was looking at that
Validation.
one, and then I also saw the like the psychedelic Raz one that's like 2 rows above it, and I was
Yeah.
just like, ooh.
I'm so mad that one is not in my size because it does look cool. Same thing.
Aw,
Same thing
damn.
with the sweatshirts. Dude, buying clothes for a big dude sucks. It super sucks.
I'm sorry, man.
100%.
Yeah, Ninja, you know my pain. You're a big dude. Like buying big man clothes. First off, it's more expensive. Which God, that's bullshit.
It is a little bullshit, but
Yeah, like
what can you do?
yeah, my suit when I was a normal sized human being was like $100. My suits now are like $200.
Yep.
Like that sucks. You know, like game conventions rarely have my shirt size. Like it's just it's lame. It's so lame.
If you work the show, they have it in your size.
I bet.
I bet.
I
Yeah.
would hope.
Because I have some shirts for my buddy that I work Comic-Con with, and he's a 3X.
Okay. I mean, you get first dibs, right?
Yeah, I wear a 4.
Might have had 4s.
I can fit.
He's normally a 4, but he can fit into a 3 fine.
I can fit into a 3, but it's snug.
Yeah, that's the same for him.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So I picked up some for him and called it good.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right.
All right, everybody. So,
Yes.
some MMO news. First off, is good news for Final Fantasy
Uh-huh.
as this trend continues.
Yes.
So they're opening data centers in Oceania. They're doing a recommencement of homeworld transfer services as of Wednesday the 26th, which is good because Quinn wants to pay for me and Anthony to move to his.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
He wants us in his FC real bad.
Okay. I mean, if he's paying for it, that's the thing that's getting me. Like, wow, you're gonna pay. All right. Yep.
He's gonna shell out the money for that. Hallelujah.
They're working.
Sure.
They are planning the data center travel system on 6.1x, which you'll be able to visit worlds and other logical data centers within the same physical data center. Players will not be able to visit worlds in other regions. Through cross-region travel is technically impossible. Implementation is still under consideration. Travel is initiated not while logged into the game, but from the character selection screen. Expansion of Japanese data centers, expansion North American, expansion of European, and the big one, especially because I have a couple of friends who want to play with me now, resumption of digital sales to new players. That is starting January 25th at 5 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Opening the Oceania Data Center, and the playtime and login frequency of current players is steadily returning to normal. So there you go.
Wow. Yeah, I have noticed that queues are getting smaller on my server.
Oh, dude, I can get in almost any time of day.
Yeah.
I do run into some issues if I go in, such as when I log in later today. I'm going to do it midday Sunday. There will definitely be a wait, but nothing like what it was.
Yeah, no. I have not had a wait at literally any point that I've played recently.
Yeah.
I did, however, run into a band playing music in Ulda the other day.
Oh, yeah, that is my favorite thing to do.
It's awesome when you find that.
Oh, dude, no. You want to know what the best part of it was? I was being I sat in the audience, and I was a smart ass, yelled, "Freebird!"
Yep.
And for the second time in my life,
Mm-hmm.
that this has happened, they started playing Freebird.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Like any good local band.
Fucking would. You fucking would, Bronson.
The
Jesus.
other time it happened, the first PAX I went to, which was 2011, which I yelled Freebird when Jonathan Colton took requests,
Yeah.
and
Oh my god.
and they literally started playing it. They get a minute into it and they go, "Yeah, not doing that."
Very
I
good.
love Joko so much. Oh my god, I love him.
Very
yeah.
good.
Wonder if they just learned the first minute of Freebird to do that bit.
Exactly.
Just in
That's
case.
basically it.
Yeah,
Like
I would
yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Amazing.
But Lord. All right, so all of this is good news. And like yesterday when I logged in, Friday night at peak, I only had a 40-person queue.
Okay.
Yeah, I just logged in and had a 20-person queue. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, it would have been 3,000 people.
Yeah, no, like, well, I mean, there's the reason they gave us that, like, 21 days of game time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like, because, you were not getting what you paid for.
Right.
Yeah, reminds me of the good old days of World of Warcraft vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. I'm enjoying Stormblood. I'm enjoying Stormblood much more than I enjoyed, Heavensward. I've actually been having a good time. I got to that main city and I'm like, this place is fucking beautiful. Can't stop
Right.
staring at everything.
Like a kid in a candy store, Bronson.
Yeah, dude,
Just
I'm a big fan of color,
Mm-hmm.
and that was another part of Heavensward.
that's
Is just
fair.
everything is so fucking modern.
Yeah, that will
Yeah.
dampen your spirits a bit.
Yeah, like I
I thought
remember.
maybe you might like it because it was like Lich King looking, but
No, because even Lich King has like color, like it has these vibrant blues and shit, and whatnot, and greens and like plague goo and whatnot. And this is like, it had the badass looking castles, which was nice.
yeah.
But I did like the stuff in the churches because once again that had color that really popped.
Yep.
But most of it was very muted to me, except for the
Oh, it is. That's very intentionally muted.
versus the end zone where you get flying for free, and that was awful for traversal because the map system in that game is bad.
You gotta walk, baby.
I don't mind the walking. That's fine. Like, I do that in all MMOs, but, like, it's a simple fact that, like, the map system does not tell you levels. So that means...
It's basically like here's the place you want to go to. Are you above or below it, or are you on the level? That's as
Like-
much as it tells you, and that's for like the quest that you're trying to go for.
Yeah.
It doesn't just tell you. Yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
And to be fair, World of Warcraft a while ago was that way. But they fixed that in TBC, and they really fixed it in Wrath and Kata. So,
Sure.
like, anytime I go play a game that doesn't tell height on a
Yeah.
map, I almost always end up in the wrong place. And I'm like, fuck, I have to walk all the way back around. God fucking damn it. Ah! Just horrible. Bro. Okay. So, on the other side of MMO news, World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So, a couple months ago, they showed some early 9.2 stuff. And it looked really cool. Like, they were doing a lot of stuff that wasn't raiding or mythic content that looked neat. The lore looked kind of cool. It was a good time. It looked like it was going to be good. Or at least an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've gotten recent news.
All right.
First recent news is to unlock flying, you have to complete the new trees for Zeth Mortis's, like, their version of the Order Hall, their version of the Garrison, their version of... What was the BFA one called? The War Campaign. There we go.
Okay.
And then the Covenant version of the perk tree. It's another fucking perk tree. Is what it is. and you have to fully complete that in order to get flying in the new zone. So now you're just not unlocking flying once during an expansion, you're unlocking it fucking twice. For the love of fucking God.
Mm-hmm.
Why? 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 God! Jesus!
They love their shitty unlocking systems. There's these false time gate systems that don't really need to be time gated for any reason.
And, like, the worst part about it is, like, if it was just something you had to unlock and you can do in, like, 2 or 3 days, like, you know, the ether currents, for example, or
Yeah.
in classic WoW, go farm the gold.
Right.
No, because the fucking unlocks are time gated, because they have a research time, you have to wait 17 fucking days.
They're doing that for to unlock flying?
To unlock flying in this new zone for this new patch.
That's a horrible, horrible idea.
It is. It's fucking stupid.
Wow.
It's beyond stupid. Yes, WoW is the game that is doing this, and it's fucking bad.
People do not have favorable feelings about time gating in general. I don't know why you're putting more of them in.
Right. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? And, like, I get it that this mainly serves the middle audience, right? It doesn't serve the super casuals. It doesn't serve the super, super hardcore, because it's not going to affect their raid progression or anything. And I don't know why, but Blizzard loves catering to these two ends of the spectrum. They, like, for whatever reason, they really want to cater to the guy who's in the, like, mythic plus, like, running plus 25 keys, doing, like, in the top 100 guilds, mythic race, or in the bottom 1%, the person who stands in shit during LFR and plays for, like, 2 hours a week. I don't know why that's, like, what, 5% of the player base that's on either of those two spectrums, and like the other 95% in this goddamn middle system is everyone else just getting fucked, you know, and like, oh my God. Okay, so that's the first terrible piece of news. Yay, more fucking time gating.
Ooh.
You know, I loved getting time gated on the story campaign in Shadowlands, just like I loved getting time gated on Renown. And I love getting time gated for flying to come out in the first major patch. For the, what? How many times have I unlocked flying now? Let's see. I'm not going to count. Alright, so let's see. I unlocked flying in TBC. I unlocked flying in Wrath. I unlocked flying in Kata. I unlocked it in goddamn Pandaria. I did Pathfinder for Warlords. Pathfinder for Legion. Pathfinder for BFA. Pathfinder for the first half of fucking Shadowlands, apparently. Mm-hmm. God damn it. I've unlocked flying 8 times, Blizzard!
Yep.
Just let me have it! How's that sound?
And how long did it take you all those other times?
So, the first time I had it right when I hit level cap. Because, like, if you're smart about your gold farming, you can have it right when you hit cap in TBC. You won't have epic flying, but you'll just have flying. Mm-hmm. Epic flying, it took like a year, but like I still had regular flying, so I wasn't that broken up about it. Okay. Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King is still the best implementation of flying in any game I've ever seen. This includes Final Fantasy, okay? Right. Because what it did is partway through the leveling, level 77, it says, hey, you want to experience Ice Crown and Storm Peaks, the last 2 zones of leveling, and Skullazar Basin? Well, you need to unlock cold weather flying because we're in Northrend. So they made flying a mechanic that you need for leveling. They made it affordable, and they made it so it's actually part of the leveling experience. It's fucking great. Couldn't have asked for better. So, that one was easy. Kata, like, you got it right as the expansion launched. It wasn't even that much money. And then Pandaria, you hit it when you hit cap. Not that much money. Very easy to get. And then, for some reason, in Warlords of Draenor, they started this bullshit called Pathfinder. where you have to do a series of quests and achievements to unlock flying. Warlords of Draenor was by far the worst one until now. Because this time you have to do it fucking twice.
Right.
Because you have to go farm a bunch of reputations, be current in the story, and explore the entire map. Which, okay, so I have to translate so Legion was probably the strongest implementation of flying for the Pathfinder system, and BFA would probably be second. Because in my mind, that's the closest thing to what Final Fantasy is. Because so if I'm translating this to Final Fantasy language for everyone for Pathfinder, what Pathfinder is, you basically have to finish the MSQ to current, whatever the current patch is. You have to explore the entire map for whatever the new expansion is. Final Fantasy doesn't have reputations, to my knowledge, but you have to do like enough side quests to get up or world quests to get reputation up.
Yeah, there's rep in Final Fantasy, but it's totally optional content.
Okay, so, but like, yeah, it's mostly, and then like you have to do a handful of side quests. So most of it's shit you would do throughout anyway.
Yeah.
But like, that's not, it wasn't too bad. Like, why are they messing? Why do we have to unlock it again? And like, if this content in this new patch is so good to unlock these perks and do this outworld stuff, why are you holding flying hostage? And wouldn't it be really cool that during the world first race going on, you'd see people flying around and everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Okay. The other piece of news.
Yes.
God, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. The other piece of news actually affects hardcore raiders. So now I guess they're just trying to get everyone to leave.
Right. Okay.
I'm starting to think this is just a plan to make everyone quit, so they can stop making World of Warcraft.
Introduce WoW 2.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's like how Facebook turned to Meta and is like, oh, we're going to transfer this so that we're not responsible for all the bullshit. We can just take the money. Now Blizzard's going to transfer over to that as well. Anyway, this other news. I'm very interested in this other news.
So one of the big things in Shadowlands has been legendaries. Legendary, you can get a thing that unlocks a legendary item, which will be a best in slot once you fully upgrade it, and you fully upgrade it by running a whole bunch of Torghast, which is boring and terrible.
Great.
Like literally, I was leveling my mage this week, and I'm about to hit cap, and I asked like, so if I want to not run Torghast, to like pump up legendaries, is there a way to do that nowadays? And they're like, I mean, if you want to just spend a whole weekend in there, you can get it done in one shot. And I'm like, so no. Great. All right, cool. Gonna go level another alt once this guy's capped.
Yeah.
So it takes. So if you really go for it, you probably get a legendary and farm it out in one weekend. Okay, this is like 2 10-hour sessions basically. Like you're doing every single floor of Torghast. If my memory serves. Once again, haven't been in there since launch. Or like not launch, but like a couple weeks after. When Nathria was relevant. Anyway, so you go ahead and do all this farming to get the item, and that's your best in slot for that particular item for the entire expansion as long as you're upgrading it as you go. However, they are now releasing the ability to use a second legendary, which for heroic and especially mythic raiders, that's going to be very important. That's a huge power boost. And you get a second super fancy ability. Like the one I use on my warriors, the one where you can heroic leap 3 times. The other one on the warrior I would use gives you a giant fatty defensive cooldown. They're really good items to have. And you think, awesome, using a second one, that'll be super fun, right? And it'll be very beneficial to your raid team, right? Well, you have to hit Revered, which is the second highest reputation, with the new faction in 9.2.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. Another time gate, another rep grind. It's par for the course.
That's great.
Um, oh my god. And I'm gonna jump into what we've been playing for a bit because I have to rant about this. Because like,
Yes.
I played Retail WoW this week because what I've been doing is like a population check, but I kind of wanted to play some of the game. I was in the mood for it, and I was at work, but we were dead, so I had some time to kill. So I was like, you know what? I need something that's brainless so I can go flip back to a client if one shows up, but like quickly. And leveling in Retail WoW is like the perfect thing for that. So I'm leveling on my mage and I'm having a good time. Like it feels good. I'm having a good time questing. Like I've ran into some funny quests where you like help a zombie who is like trying to fix sports betting, and then another zombie at an arena who's like on the juice to be an arena
All right.
competitor. It's real funny stuff. It's like, all right, yeah, this is a good time.
Yeah.
And then in the guild I'm in, it like someone goes ahead and says, "Hey, we need a tank because we're doing a +8." And I'm like, and I don't know what like the gearing is right now because I was in like a mix of Mythic Plus and Nathria gear from when the expansion first came out. And I'm like, what's the item level needed for that? And they're like, and they say, like a 210-ish, 220. And I'm like, 205 work, 206. And they're like, yeah, we'll make it work.
Okay.
And so I hop on my tank, and we run through the whole dungeon, and we don't clear it in time, but because it's a guild run, everyone's super chill about it, and we're happy to get the loot at the end of the dungeon. And we're chatting, and we're having a good time, and this dungeon, for reference, Jesse, was the side. It's a good fun dungeon, it has some old Warcraft callbacks, and the thing that Warcraft does better than any other MMO is really its dungeon encounter design. As much as I've been enjoying Final Fantasy and enjoying Destiny, especially Destiny, playing that Mythic Plus was just like, oh, this is why this game was so awesome. Like,
Right.
we're going through, and we have to have a lot of communication, and the mechanics are fun, and I'm looking at my DPS, and like, looking at and making sure I'm controlling threat, and like, it's just a great time. I had a blast, and we did like 2 more, and then I had to get off because I had to go take care of stuff around the house. But before I get off, I was like, maybe this game is as bad as like it seems to be right now. Maybe it's in a better place. So I go ahead and I like, so guys, you guys are doing Sanctum of Domination and then the 9.2 stuff. What would I have to do to get caught up? Because I'm like renown level like 51 and a couple other things so I'm not too far behind the curve.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you'd have to get 14 more item level and fully beef up your legendary to current status. And then on top of that, you'd have to go get your domination sockets and get caught up with the current story campaign. And I look into that and I'm like, that's at least like a week or 2 of grinding story. And that's at least 2 weeks of grinding Torghast, probably. And that's if I want to switch to a proper full-on tank legendary instead of like the mobility PvP one I've been using, that's more time. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm super good.
Yeah.
And then like I was PvPing on my alt mage, and I'm like, what if I really want to get good and invest in PvP? And like it would require a bunch of time in Torghast, the most boring place in the universe.
Yay.
It's like a World of Warcraft roguelite, but if it was so easy that you don't need to think at all.
Great.
So there's no point in treating it like a roguelite. I don't get why they did it. Because like in the alpha, it was super challenging and super interesting. And then they just nerfed it so like a monkey mashing keys could beat it. I don't.
Yeah, it was really exciting at first, but it got to be pretty disappointing pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, because they stripped the difficulty out of it from the alpha, and then it's just farming mobs basically, but with a neat perk every floor. Oh, cool. So, and I looked at that, and I'm just like, and I asked, like, so is there any way I can avoid Torghast at all? I'm like, well, you make it so you don't have to spend one full weekend in there. And, like, because I hate Torghast so much, and the Moss so much, I was like, no, I'm good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it. Like, I'll just run Mythic Plus if I really want to play this game ever and be behind. Or, like, just not play it. I'm just, no, I'm good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
super good.
Yep.
And I don't understand how this happens. Because I'm also juggling Classic right now. And
Mm-hmm.
Classic, if you want to do Endgame, you just play Endgame, and there's no time gating. Other than the fact that you can only do each dungeon once per day. But there's like 20 dungeons. And they all take like an hour to clear, so you couldn't do them all in a day if you wanted to. You
Right.
know? Like, I don't understand how you go from just like this really good design like 14 years ago to this giant rancid piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like and I was talking with Anthony, so he's like, so the encounter designers are doing their job and it seems like everyone else is failing miserably. And it's like, yes, absolutely. That's 100% what is happening. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's and like I just want them to look at this like the system of old like TBC is a perfect example. You hit cap, you do your attunement quest. It's a nice little story quest. If you have a dedicated group, it'll take you like 3 days, maybe a week if you're playing off and on. You know, like Jesse, how long did the Karazhan attunement take you back in the day? Do you remember?
Uh, No, but it didn't take very long. We had to rush it so we could raid week one. Like
Yeah,
it didn't take that long.
yeah. It was like a week at
Yeah.
most, and you can get some of it done while leveling even. So yeah, like you so and then same thing with the attunement for the new raids that were in the phase 2, and then the same thing for the attunement for the phase 3. So like it's not particularly like and then it's like, okay, well I need to gear for the raid now. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, just run dungeons. Just run heroics. You'll either get the gear or you'll get badge gear. And you can
Mm-hmm.
make a checklist of what drops from where and just run it over and over until it drops. You know, once again, like it took me in classic with the granted the knowledge I have now, took me about like a week to gear for Karazhan. You know, like if that. You know, I was ready to tank almost like I was almost ready to tank Karazhan right at cap. Like I had to farm like 2 or 3 dungeons for a shield and then some shoulders. Like that's it. You know, and then like if you want to do heroics, once again, want to, not have to. If you want to do
Mm-hmm.
heroics to be better equipped for it, you know, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Jesse, you played the game for a long time also. What the fuck do you think happened from that design of classic TBC Wrath, I'll say all the way to Pandaria, to, like, WAD and onward with this fucking time gating bullshit? Do you think they're just trying to, like it's mobile game design for a game that you pay a fucking sub for.
Well, I think that's it. They are trying to use whatever means they have to keep people subbed. And if it takes you, 30 days to get flying, you're going to be subbed for another month to get flying or to get whatever it is.
But
But I also like when I also think part of it is the because they hired a bunch of devs or idea people that were hardcore raiders, right? Around that Wrath
yeah,
missed time, right? And so I think that those people enjoy that kind of sense of progression. So it's really starting to shine in the rest of the game now.
well, it's it's why that the raid content and dungeon content is so good, but everything else is shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's it's shocking. You know, it's shocking almost, right? Like, man, Like I don't know like, and the thing is though is like those people played the old game though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and do they like the time gating? They can't, right?
Right.
Like, so like is it literally just someone from corporate being like, you need to find a way to keep people subbed as long as possible? Like, I don't
I think it's a big driver.
look. Let me tell the people at corporate and the people who design the game how you keep someone subbed as long as possible. I'll tell you how. As someone who paid my sub every day, every month, for all from basically the middle of TBC all the way up through Pandaland, I stopped in WAD. That's why took my first long break. If you make a good game,
If you've got good content.
people will stay.
Yep.
This is an interesting concept.
I know people who don't take breaks from Final Fantasy even when there's not new content to play because the old content is something they're enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
It would certainly help if you also didn't take good content out of the game randomly for no reason. Like, why is time walking not a thing that is just always
on?
Like,
Yeah.
why? Make that its own progression system. Like, oh hey man, like if you want a bunch of like really good gear and like tons more content, why is it like the mage? So do you pay attention to the game at all currently, Ninja?
Oh, no.
No. Okay, so they brought back the mage tower from Legion for Legion time walking, and it lasted from the end of October, early November, all the way till the beginning of the new year. And like people were like obsessed. They were all playing Mage Tower, trying to get Mage Tower done for every single spec so that you get the transmog and the mounts. Mage Tower's great in single player content. It's great group content. It's super fun. And why would you take it out of the fucking game? Why?
Mm-hmm.
What was the purpose? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand these fucking decisions.
Mm-hmm. And they haven't given interviews like explaining any of this in the past.
Like, every now and then you'll get a shitty blue post in the forums trying to justify whatever new dumbass thing they're doing.
So there are people there are devs that have tried to justify these choices somewhere.
Yeah, in some cases.
Okay.
And a perfect example of how this cycle works is Blizzard will make shitty bad content decision in the PTR or the beta if it's an expansion or a patch. Varies. The community will say this is stupid and bad. You shouldn't do this. Like they did for Shadowlands Covenant system.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard will say, no, you just haven't seen the full thing. Wait for the full release, then give it a chance. It comes out, at first it seems okay, but then longer progression happens with it, and it turns out it's shitty and bad. Blizzard goes, oh no, we're sorry, and then they fix it. And do what the player said in the first place.
You'd think they'd learn.
You know? Like,
for a game that's been around this long.
Right, and like, dude, I am one of the biggest fucking WoW fans, and I still like this new patch. I'm probably not gonna play it, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna watch all of Nobble's lore videos on it because I still do love the lore and the world and the art, and I'm a big fucking Warcraft fan.
Yeah,
like that. I have a shelf over there that is filled with Warcraft books and the collector's editions from Wrath to BFA. I skipped Shadowlands because there wasn't anything in it, and I couldn't afford the first two because I was a child, like a young teen, you know. So like, it's fuck, man, you know, like it, and it just sucks. Like, it just sucks to see it in this state.
It breaks your heart. Like it's a game that you've invested so much of your time into, and you've have enjoyed for so long, and just to see it like go to shit is.
Yeah, like, you know, you've met good friends in there and had like great times in there, and like, And the thing is, like, you still see this, like, really good core. Because once again, like, I think the combat in that game for hotbar combat is better than any hotbar-based MMO. Like, I like Final Fantasy's combat now that I understand it better. But, like, I think, like, Frost/Fire/Arcane Mage, way more fun than playing Black Mage.
Sure.
WoW Fury Warrior, way more fun than playing Final Fantasy regular Warrior. You know, and every 1-to-1, I almost always prefer the WoW version. Just because, like, the faster GCDs, like it's not as flashy, but all the moves feel like they have more oomph to them. And then, like, I love the number pop. Like, Final Fantasy has the number pop, but it's, like, not as big and, like, meaty, I guess is the best way I want to describe it.
Sure.
You know, like, it's these little tiny details for, like, the combat and the encounter design that's, like, just still A+. But, like, dude, every time that there's, like, that any other system is involved in retail WoW, you know, it's just horrible. And yesterday night, I also realized something, though, when I was looking at my Twitter regarding this game. And that's, they're kind of screwed when it comes to encounter design and, like, game design. Because they can't make all their fans happy anymore. Because I'm on Twitter and I'm in the WoW Twitter community, and I follow people who are I follow people who are, like, way younger Warcraft fans. Like, I have, like, a couple of 25-year-olds in my, like, Warcraft circle, I guess I'll call it.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, that means they're 6 years younger than me, which means I started playing vanilla when I was 14, which means they would have been 7 or 8. So they were probably started playing this when, like, Wrath was out. So they only caught the tail end of what is considered the good years. You know, or the really good years. I actually consider Pandaria criminally underrated.
Sure.
So, like, outside of Legion, they have no concept for when this game was at its peak. And they just think these systems is what this game is, and they're okay with it. That's so weird. That's such a weird thought. And so, like, a part of the community was fine with a lot of this. Like, I had someone post a picture of this new store mount, this giant cat creature thing that's on fire. It looks super cool, and I'd be like... And I responded with, it'd be cool if you would unlock that, like, through in-game content. And they responded with, like, yeah, that would be really cool. And I'm just like, oh, no! What?
They don't know any better.
And it's not like Final Fantasy and Destiny, the two other MMOs I'm currently playing, don't have a store. But the difference is Final Fantasy's core content and in-game unlockables are still as good as the store stuff and still really good and interesting. And Destiny doesn't have a sub, and it's free to play. And yes, you still have to buy a yearly expansion/season for $100, but you're getting a ton of really good, fleshed out, interesting content. You know, and all the stuff in the store is just, you know, fun extras. Like, you can bet your ass I spent $6 on that spaceship that looks like a van with wood paneling. I'm not kidding. That's $6 on that.
Yep.
But I got my money's worth from the rest of the game. And that's a game that doesn't have a sub, but they get me playing every week because, hey guys, guess what? Destiny has really good content and really good loot that's fun to use.
Oh, interesting.
It's weird. It's like if you make a good video game, people will stay. You don't need to put a bunch of time gating bullshit. Fucking lord.
Weird concept.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? When you make good games, people stay. God. And just like seeing that really good core there still just hurts even more. Because if every bit of it sucked, I would just be completely willing to like say fuck this forever. I'll just keep reading the books and watch novels videos until they fix it. And then and I know that there's a section of this community is like, why not just keep playing classic? I am playing classic, but the problem with classic is, hey guys, I'd hate to tell you this, but I've played all of that. It's not to say it's not enjoyable. Like, I still enjoy running Karazhan and Gruul and Mag, and if once I'm geared enough, Tempest Keep and SSC, but like it's still that content. Still
Right.
that still what it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I assure you, I'm gonna go whenever Wrath comes out. I'm gonna go super try hard, no life. But like it's still that game, and it's one of my favorite games. But I played that game a lot. I think on my like main character, I have something like 400 days of playtime. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Destiny 2 is my actual like current new hotness. It's
Right.
It's a game that respects your time and plays good and is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing I have to really the only complaint I have about Destiny 2 actually, as far as the game goes, is some of the cool cosmetic slash stuff that's like not mechanic based is locked behind the Eververse, the free to play store, and then that's kind of it. Oh, transmog is annoying because you have to go farm an item for it.
Ah.
That's about it.
Okay.
That's all bad I have to say. And then Final Fantasy has been super fun. And then from what I've researched, its endgame systems don't seem like time-gated bullshit, which is nice. Jesse, can you confirm?
Yeah,
I
you would
can.
confirm this better than I would.
Yeah, I can. You just jump right in. We started Savage progression this week.
Great. I hope
And you clear the normal mode, and then you go do a quest that's literally telling a guy, "Hey, I did normal mode," and he's like, "Okay, here's hard mode."
Oh yeah, I did that
Cool.
last week. I started that. I know I'm not going to get into Savage because that requires being good at the game, but
Oh, you're probably fine.
I'm probably
and
okay.
that's debatable.
Yeah.
No, you're probably fine because I know that like from everything I've seen of that like game, it does not seem to have the parse culture that WoW has. So you're fine.
Right, that's true.
The Savage progression culture definitely has parse culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the game as a whole, like
Yeah,
I go
definitely
in
does not.
I go into pugs of Karazhan. They're like, oh, dude, I'm like, let's hurry up. Let's make sure we get a shaman so I can do my parse. And I'm like, this is a Karazhan pug. What the fuck? Like, okay. Anyway.
My armor, my gear is not up for it yet, unfortunately. So even then, I need to be running those. I need to be running to get my currency to get the gear that I need to do that. But it's all good.
You have to go farm your Triumph and Frost badges so you can run
Sure.
ICC.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Yep.
Yeah, like a good game would do. You don't need to go farm Sockets of Domination and Renown and Stygia and Soul Ash.
Or you can just go buy your gear. I mean, the market board or the auction house equivalent
That's true.
is selling 580 gear, and it's super cheap now.
Of course.
Like when I say super cheap, I mean like 30 to 40K on the day. Yeah, on my server at least. Like I bought, you can buy your entire set for like 300K.
Holy hell.
That is
Okay.
super cheap.
Well, fine.
That is.
And on
very
launch
affordable.
they were going for like millions a piece.
What? Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay.
So those markets have tanked.
Yeah. Good God. All right. Yeah. World of Warcraft.
It's one of the greatest games ever made, and they're ruining it.
Still going with it. That's what blows my mind. After all these years.
Yeah,
Like, really?
Yeah, it's 17 years. Well, I mean, dude, like, remember the fervor when Classic launched?
Yeah.
Right? Like, madness, dude. There were like 30,000 person queues. Like, what? Like, that's in bananas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like 30,000 person queues, like just absolute madness.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's World of Warcraft and MMO talk, or at least WoW Final Fantasy talk. I'm cruising through Stormblood. I'm having a good time.
Cool.
Destiny 2. We did that raid / Dares of Eternity stream. Love that game. It appeals to the darkest, deepest centers of my goblin brain.
Mm-hmm.
Number go bigger, Aaron. Number go
Yes.
bigger.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
God.
Give me the shinies.
Yep.
Yeah, so we actually still need a sixth, by the way, or at least a backup sixth, because one person from our squad had internet issues. So
Boo.
yeah.
Send the call out.
Need someone on standby.
Yep.
Parker tried it this week. He was not a fan, so
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like, I wasn't into what he was doing. I was like, fine.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Not for everyone.
Yep.
So, anywho's a what's it? I see that we have one person who played a new release this week, and that's Mr. Jesse Pewitt. Hey, you played some of that PC version of Monster Hunter Rise. Now,
I did.
How is it, and how does it compare to the Switch version? Because didn't you play a shitload of that as well?
I did. Yeah, I did everything you could do in the Switch version. So I finished that. It was my game of the year last year that we talked about. It's obviously a Switch port. Like graphically, it's not incredibly it's not breaking any new ground in terms of graphics. But playing the game, one at a high frame rate.
Oh, we're getting a raid.
Feels
What?
Amazing.
Farrell! What?
Holy shit.
What?
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, homies?
Jesus Christ.
Carvale, thank you, you beautiful man.
And Jarek is in here? Good lord.
My duders, yes. What
I
up?
love it. Love it.
I love it. Thank you guys.
How you guys doing? Hope you had a good stream.
Cart Bell Squad deployed, approaching LZ.
Jesus Christ. Oh no.
So sick. So
God.
sick, boys.
That is sick.
We were just getting you came in at a good time. We just had a healthy rant and broke my spirit. Final Fantasy IX stream, love that. Great game.
That's a good game.
That is what I would call the third best Final Fantasy game. I like 10 and 6 a little more, but it's a great game.
I think Reddit recently had a poll
Horizon,
for
what
like
did I
favorite
leave this
Final
time?
Fantasy. And 10 got number 1.
10's a great game. 10 is actually what I tell everyone to start with.
Yeah.
Because it is modern enough to where you're not going to get any of the jank from something like 7.
Okay.
But it still has like the old school sensibilities, so it's a good game.
Sure.
It's not like 13.
Yeah, people had opinions on 13.
I've been thinking about streaming it.
It looks pretty.
13 specifically?
Yeah. 13.
It looks
Why?
pretty.
13 never existed. Like, so our community has a lot of JRPG love, Ninja.
Sure.
Ninja, Blasian, Ray, Emily likes JRPGs, are a lot, and I was like, well, we don't really stream JRPGs much here. Maybe I give that a crack for us. And I thought, what would be funny or entertaining? And I'm just like, do it for the views.
If you
you like
keep it
hallways.
going. Yeah, if you like to go through that hallway.
Dude, I'll do it. I'll watch it.
I hear after 35 hours it gets really good.
Oh yeah, dude. So it goes from a hallway to an open field. Yeah. And you spend like 20 hours in this open field, and then it goes back to a hallway.
Oh, that's okay. Carpe will watch.
All
Guaranteed
right.
viewer.
All right, guaranteed. We're locked in for at least 2 viewers.
God
Is
damn.
Final Fantasy 13 the Dark Souls 2 of Final Fantasy?
That's pretty good.
That's a
Jesus
pretty good estimation. God
God damn
I
it.
wanted to do it like at first. I thought, I'll do Final Fantasy X. That's my one of my favorites, if not my favorite mainline Final Fantasy. And then like the little voice in my brain be like, "You should do something where people watch you suffer."
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of like watching Aaron play Final Fantasy VII.
That he is scheduled to finish that this year. Finally,
At some point, yes, we're gonna try and make it happen.
we have a couple of commitments this year. Finish It Takes Two. Finish Halo 5. Finish A Pirate's Life, and finish Final Fantasy 7. So those
Standing at the top of the crater.
Yep.
I know there's so much more I'm supposed to do. And I don't wanna.
You're right there. You're right there.
Okay, so look, you Chocobo race in Final Fantasy 14. Just do it in this game so you can get Knights of the Round.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it's gonna take to get through the damn crater. I tried a couple times.
Yeah,
and just like ran straight into a wall, and they're like, "No, you got to go back and do other stuff." And I said, "All right, we're done here."
You're gonna have to go grind for a bit.
You're just like, nah.
Oh man. Do you think like 24 hours of grinding will get me past Sephiroth?
God, yeah. You
Okay.
Like you at that point you'll like wreck him.
Because I'm literally thinking, like for Extra Life or some 24-hour stream, like just make that the game.
Yeah, we'll do
Finish Final Fantasy VII.
We'll do a subathon, 24 hours of Final Fantasy VII.
I got my party. I got the party I want, so now it's just a matter of getting strong enough.
And then I'll follow it up with a 24-hour subathon of Final Fantasy 13.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my god, yes.
And you still won't get to the
Absolutely, I
part
will
where
watch
it's
that.
good.
I know.
Oh.
Man,
Final Hallway 13.
you might want to split that up into 12 hours just for your own health. I don't think 24 hours is a good idea for me, let alone you.
Oh lordy. All right. So anyway, we were talking about new releases, and how did I not follow yet? Yeah, man. Give a thank you.
We're a bunch of nonsense people. If you want to watch nonsense,
Yeah.
as well as information, you want to be informed, but also just you have your mind deteriorate. That hey, we're the channel for you.
Also,
Hang out.
we're on Spotify for the podcast. If you ever want to catch us on that.
We do we record all of these Super Gamecast 2s, and we put them out in audio format for iTunes and Spotify and Amazon.
And YouTube now.
And YouTube. Yes, you can find us on YouTube as well.
And then the YouTube has timestamps, thanks to the lovely
Yay.
Miss Emily.
Thank you, Emily, and your dogs. Look at that dog. Oh, my God. Oh,
So, anyway, we need. So we're talking about new releases, though.
yes.
Jesse, you were cracking into Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, Monster Hunter Rise. You were talking about it on PC. You said it definitely feels like a Switch port. I said on the Switch, it looked like a cutting edge Switch game. How's it doing on the PC?
Definitely not cutting edge. It graphically it leaves something to be desired, but the frame rate is like having a high frame rate. I've got a 240 hertz monitor, but I play like 144, and just having it play at 144 just feels really good. It's a good. The meat of the game is really fun. The wire bug is probably the best addition they've had to a Monster Hunter game, and just
That
being
wire
able
bug
to
is
play
cool.
it. Just being able to play it at a high refresh rate is great. It feels fantastic.
Is there anything special that they have added to the Switch version, or not the Switch, the PC version from the Switch version?
Not that I've seen. They did add. So like on the Switch version, they petered out content, and I don't think they've released any new content for it in a while. But on the PC version, they just kind of like threw it all out. So right from the get-go, you've got all the content that's available in the Switch version on day one.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
What is the So are they doing an expansion for both of these in a little bit?
Yeah, this summer it'll be same day for both PC and Switch.
No. Okay, cool. I'm down for that. I like the Switch version enough. Like my experience with my experience with Monster Hunter is always like I'll play it for like the first couple of zones and then I kind of fall off of it. So I think it. And the thing is, if they made that combat closer to like a Devil May Cry or a Dark Souls, I would probably consider it the greatest game of all time. But because I find the combat, like even though it's improved a lot, I still find it a little too, I guess, chunky. Like it feels
the
awkward.
combat's definitely clunky.
Yeah. Aaron, I love your pajama bottoms, by the way.
I need to get some new pajama bottoms because like these are super super comfortable. I really like them, but it feels weird the further we get from Christmas, the weirder it is to have Will Ferrell with his open mouth over my crotch. So
Sounds like a good time all the time.
yeah, I mean really it is, but again, it just feels out of place. I need Valentine's Day ones now. With Will Ferrell with his open mouth over my crotch.
Somebody remind me the timestamp on that, please.
the
2 hours 49 minutes.
Will Ferrell crotch.
Oh lordy. Okay, so all right. So is it generally good though? Would you recommend? So would you recommend it if I already bought and played the Switch version, or are you just like, nah, it's fine?
Not unless you really like the Switch version.
Okay, so I'm good. I can
Eh.
I can hold off. All right. And speaking of Switch, you dumped a whole bunch of Switch games on your PC and played them in beautiful 4K.
Whoa.
That I did. Yeah, I dumped my entire Switch library. I spent a week after work every night, like 3 hours a night, just dumping Switch games to my PC, so I could play them at 4K and 60 FPS, and it is amazing.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, it really like highlights what a Switch Pro could have been. If they had released a 4K Switch, I would have had no reason to do this, but I kept seeing videos of people playing Switch games at 4K and 60 FPS, and I'm like, I need this.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have this.
So we all know to get that portability, you couldn't do the 4K.
Right.
So they would have just had to make well, if you're a person who doesn't give a crap about the portable version, here's this. But like, it's cool that you can do that. How in depth is the process to get into that? Like, what do you?
It's pretty easy. All I had to do was buy. I have a first gen Switch, so it's really easy to hack those. You just need a little. You can buy a little like jack thing that you put into your right Joy-Con slot for like $5 on Amazon, and then download a program and your Switch is hackable.
I have the
literally
OLED,
all you do.
so I imagine it's not going to be as easy.
Probably not. The emulator, there's two emulators. There's Yuzu and there's Regenix. And I'm using Yuzu, but they have a quick start guide that walks you through the process and how to hack your Switch.
Okay. Yeah, because I know I had a launch unit like day one that I froze to death for nearly, and then I sold it when I got the OLED. So, okay, so that's a bummer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible on the OLED, but the webpage would have that info.
Okay. So it looks incredible.
Yeah, and it's an emulator, right? So not everything's gonna run perfectly, but the games that do run well, all run really well. They look really good. Super Mario Odyssey looks really good. Mario Kart 8 looks really good.
Oh, dude,
Mega 10 5 looks really good. Breath of the Wild looks really
Oh,
good.
dude.
The issue that I have found though is that for a lot of Switch games, the engine is tied to the frame rate.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
60 FPS is fine. But if I set it to like 120, suddenly I'm playing Rainbow Road at 4 times the speed and flying off and can't make any turns, and like it's a mess.
So, how's Smash in 4K look? You try it yet?
It looks really good. Smash is tied to 30 FPS, so anything above 30 FPS in the game starts to get
That
pretty
game runs
wonky.
at 30?
Yeah.
Damn,
full
that is
Full
a
speed at 30.
that is a buttery smooth 30, boy.
So
Wow.
anything above that, things get wonky, but it looks really good. So does Pokemon. And for Pokemon like Sword and Shield specifically, the community has released 4K retextures. So the
Good.
game looks perfect.
Because the regular version looks like a DS game that you put on a 1080p console.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, God, it astounds me how fucking lazy the Pokemon development team is. Like, it just, like, I don't like to say that, like, game devs are fucking lazy. But, like, because game development is hard. It is very
Mm-hmm.
hard. It is a very hard craft. It requires a lot of skill. And a team with a lot of skill. But, like, I look at, like, Breath of the Wild, and then I look at Arceus, for example, and I'm like, you really are just cashing in on this name, aren't you, motherfuckers? You guys are just...
Yep.
You just
They could be
cash
doing a
in.
lot more.
Yeah.
It
Like-
prints money. Why would you do anything different? Like,
I don't know.
Basically,
Get some clout with that money.
we're gonna see Arceus here in a little bit and see how that works for them.
Oh, that 13-minute gameplay demo looked so bad. It looked so bad. Like visually.
I'm paying full price, so
Well, I on the one hand, I hope it's good because I miss Pokemon being something I enjoyed and engaged with, and
Sure.
was part of like the zeitgeist around it. But
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, I kind of hope it sucks so we can get a good rant from you.
sure, I understand that.
Like if it just meets a middle ground where it's like, yeah, it's kind of okay. Like that's the most disappointing answer.
Yep.
All right, so all right, that's well. So Switch emulator cool,
yeah, I'd recommend it if you have the means.
the wherewithal.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we have I messed around with some more VR stuff this week. Well, this weekend, last week, but last week we had a podcast all about one topic. So, I've been messing around with VR, and I've been playing VR literally every day that I'm healthy, because I've been playing Beat Saber to get get cardio in basically. Because an hour of me doing high intensity Beat Saber burns about 600 calories. So, and I've been going more than an hour sometimes, dude. I've been having a blast with it, especially because I finally figured out I had some songs that were broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would just load infinitely forever, like they would never like actually be playable. And I found out I didn't have a mod extension enabled for them. So I enabled that extension, and now I have like so much more music to choose from to play. It's so fucking awesome.
All right.
Like it's been amazing. So Beat Saber's been dope. Super Hot was great. Like it's also a pretty good workout. Not as good, just because of all the stopping versus Beat Saber, where it's continuous movement. And I want to eventually try Pistol Whip or that one workout game that's on Oculus. And then lastly, I have officially given up on Half-Life Alyx.
Oh yeah.
I get just too motion sick, bro. I can't hang.
Yeah.
Like, I play for like an hour, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, like it's a great
That's a
game.
shame.
I got a good chunk of the way through it. I love the shooting and like all the weird stuff you can goof around with, but like literally playing them just like afterwards, I'm like, oh god, like I literally need to lie down. It just doesn't feel like anything that's not like a standing still game, like a game with continuous movement like that. Like it just messes with me, and it doesn't matter how long I play it. It's unfortunate. It's very similar to like 3D movies give me migraines.
Sure.
So.
Yep. Damn.
But
All right.
It's been cool, except for when my for some reason my air, like even with like a super good router and 5 gigahertz and a good internet connection, wireless on Oculus after the new update is very inconsistent. I get weird disconnects, which isn't good for I'm trying to keep a workout going.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up having to go back to wired, which is kind of a bummer, but it's only one cable.
Sure.
But this kind of goes back to that PSVR 2 news they missed last week. Well, we missed last week because we were, doing a special.
Yes, you were.
Which, neat idea, but like it continues the trend of this thing sounds expensive. It sounds super expensive, and it sounds like it's going to be a very niche thing.
Right.
So I'm gonna go over the specs of it. So 4K HDR, 110-degree field of view, with an OLED display, 2000 by 2040 per eye, and smooth frame rates of 90 to 120 hertz. Headset-based controller tracking with inside-out tracking and controller integrated cameras embedded into the VR headset. Your movements and direction are reflected in game without the need for an external camera. New sensory features, headset feedback, 3D audio. Headset feedback is a new feature that amplifies sensations in game. It's created by a single built-in motor that is an intelligent tactile element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. PS5's 3D audio tech, and then eye tracking.
Okay.
That does sound like really expensive.
And also, it apparently all works off of one USB-C cable.
That's a lot of tech.
That sounds, and it has 4 cameras and an IR camera for the eye tracking. This thing sounds so wildly fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And it works only on a $500 box that most people can't buy.
Right. That's the thing. Again, like this goes back to like, if you want any hope of this selling, not even like guaranteed, because it's just not going to be guaranteed at that kind of with that kind of tech there. But like any hope of this selling well, like one, you need to get your PS5 situation sorted out, but two, you need to have a banger of a game.
Which is so far they're doing a Horizon VR game.
Like, okay. I don't think that's going to be the game.
Like, Horizon's a big franchise for them. The first one did very well. The second one looks like it's going to do even better.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't have the clout of, like, an Uncharted or a Last of Us or a God of War. They're bigger games.
Imagine a full VR Uncharted.
That might be something I would actually be super into.
Play the hell out of that.
Right?
Yeah.
That does sound really dope. I'm not going to lie. That might be willing to get me over the motion sickness.
Imagine this movie doesn't bomb and like you get more people interested in Uncharted.
Oh god, Quinn and I went to see Spider-Man. Like, cause I went to see it again with Quinn because he hadn't seen it yet. And I watched the trailer for that, and I'm like, if this wasn't called Uncharted, I would be super into this trailer.
Sure.
This movie would look like it's super interesting.
Yeah.
But now I just feel jaded and bitter towards it.
Sure, but a lot of people who don't know Uncharted
Yeah.
might not be phased by it at all.
Yeah, and they might they might enjoy it. Who knows?
And like with The Witcher, they're interested. Hey, they like that PlayStation.
Go play it.
Yeah, exactly. Get your new PS4 and get your Uncharted collection.
Well, yes. Well, so they're putting out later this month, and I intend to pick it up, that Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which is the 2 PS4 games, but in 4K 60 with better HDR. So, and the system is backwards compatible, so you can buy the trilogy. So you can play 5 out of the 6 Uncharteds on the PS5. And so, I mean,
Sure. So if you have a PS5, yeah, absolutely.
then,
just a lot of people still don't have access.
Yeah, and I mean, you could play those games anyway on PS4, except it's
Exactly.
Except it's not as high fidelity and frame rate, but you can still play them.
Right. Yep.
I actually thought about going through that series as well this year, if I could find a ride along partner for it.
Oh, sure, someone to talk with.
Yeah. Because I really like those games, and I think those would be fun games to discuss while playing them.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's what it is. It still seems like VR is gonna be niche as hell, except for the Oculus.
Yeah.
Like, Oculus is the only one where I'm like, that's a mass market device.
Right.
Because like the PC headsets are all expensive as hell and require a ton of space. The Oculus, when hooked to the PC, is affordable, but you need a good ass PC. PlayStation requires a $500 box that's really hard to get, and this just sounds like it's gonna be wildly expensive. Like, it sounds like it's gonna cost as much as the console does.
Right.
Which that's $1,000 to play a Horizon VR game.
Yep. I hope all those investment in those bigger studios is translating into some good VR stuff, some good entry level VR stuff, as well as their big AAA titles.
Same.
That is my hope. That is my like positive thing to take out of this, is like a big company like Sony's like, we still believe in this. Let's figure this out.
Yeah, a lot of companies are throwing big money at it, and like, I think once it gets there, it is going to be a cool thing.
Yep.
It's just a matter of it becoming not prohibitively expensive.
And I also imagine like a big, as someone who now recently owns like a headset, like those headsets, if they're going to catch on, they're going to need to be smaller. They need to be like.
No, it's the head strap, bro. I'm telling you right now. It's the. Are you using the base head strap?
I mean, yeah.
That's why it's terrible.
But also the headset itself, like, just they need to make that like you're just putting on glasses.
Okay, so that thing feels significantly heavier because of the way that strap is built on the base one. On the Pro strap, it actually feels like very comfy, at least for me. But that's also another expense.
Right.
I wonder why the hell it's not in the box to begin with.
Yep. To get more money out of you, right?
Yeah.
The through line through all these bad decisions.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I guess to lower the cost of the base one if you find that to be good enough. But
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, also like the technical hurdles are an issue because like for example, I wanted to go switch back to wired, which that in itself is already annoying, but like I couldn't figure out where to turn that on. Like, I'm like, it keeps just telling me Oculus Link wireless. No, I want to do wired. And I had to go into settings and turn off the availability of wireless link so it'll just link through hardline. And I'm like, why is that not just a toggle in the link setting?
Why isn't it just automatic? Like, if it detects if a cable is plugged in and then it just uses the cable, like.
Yep.
Like, if it's plugged into a computer and versus
or it's just charging or whatever.
Yeah, like, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird thing.
I'll be hopeful. I'm gonna wait for a price.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hopeful. Price, all that garbage, but
if it's got backwards compatibility with the PS4 VR games, which it should. I'm not saying like it won't or it will. It should. I'll probably pick one up because that Iron Man VR game is a ton of fun.
Sure.
It looks really cool. I'm kind of bummed that's not getting a PC port. As a big Iron Man fan. All right, so last big game we played, we talked about Destiny 2. It Takes Two, Aaron.
We did play a few more hours of It Takes Two.
Yeah, we're on the last level now, starting this upcoming week. I'm super excited. I'm really enjoying that game. I'm very curious to see how it ends. Fuck this book. Fuck this book super
This
hard.
goddamn asshole book.
So, yeah. It's basically that.
I understand why it won.
I do.
I haven't even seen the ending yet, and I understand why it won Game of the Year for Game Awards.
Yeah, this is a game that is designed for critics to like it. It really feels that way. Like, okay, so I used to review a lot of video games back in the day, like at times 4 or 5 a month, and and these people review like way more than that in a lot of cases. And I'm telling you right now, a game that does variety the way this game does is going to always be super appealing to a critic.
Sure.
So
it's just something that you don't see a lot. That tackles that issue of keeping the player's attention in a way that, because a lot of games they're like, okay, here's the fundamentals, and we're going to build on this, or we're going to give you skill points, or here's a tree you got to do, and He's like, no, we're going to take away this thing that you got. And we're going to give you something else. All right, no, you had your fun with that. It's starting to get old. We'll take that away and we'll put in something else. And they're all at least, a certain amount of fun. And it's like,
Yep.
huh.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of games don't do this. It's interesting.
Yes, even if the story is questionable.
I mean, the story, well, again, it depends on how they land the ending. And then as for like the way they introduce the various characters, like no one said anything about some of the characters you run into in this game. It's good. It's good.
All right. So, yeah, and it's been an awesome time. Anyway, I think that's about all we got. Do we have anything else anyone want to bring up, discuss?
I got nothing.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
All right, so a couple of things we need to hit. We're on YouTube now. Please sub there. We're close to 100 subs. We'd love to hit that milestone.
Let's go, baby.
And this show is getting timestamps on there, so if you want to skip to a particular topic, Emily, thank you for that once again. She's doing a killer job with those. As for... And we're also on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon. Listen to us there, please. Big help. And write reviews on those places that are positive.
Yeah, where they let you.
Yes. Or give us positive rating if they have that option as well. We're going to be back on Thursday to do It Takes Two. Hopefully the end of It Takes Two.
I would assume.
Then on Friday we are reviewing The Eternals. Excuse me. And Hawkeye. Then on Saturday, our crew is and our Destiny crew is going to probably be attempting Vault of Glass again. Hopefully this time with a full 6 squad. We were so close yesterday. Unfortunately, we got started late, and also people are on the East Coast, so they had to wrap up. And of course, podcast back at this time. So yeah. All right, guys, we love you. You're beautiful people. Yeah, thank you very much.
See ya.
See ya.